Okay, so these guys are ready to go. Bruce Buffer's not going to announce them. His nickname is TV Time?
I don't know.
Was that from when he was like little? If you do your homework, you get TV time. I think that's what they said. How about Gautier's obsession with cats? It's kind of cool, huh?
I didn't
Did
know
you see
that.
it?
No.
Yeah, he was featured on the Embedded, and I've seen him talk about cats before, but on the Embedded, he went to a Vegas store just to visit cats, and he was sitting there playing with cats.
That would end me if I did that.
I think he's got either 9 or 13. He's got a lot of cats at home. There's one that snapped on him. I think that's the scariest thing for me is
That's
when
what
a
I
cat
don't like.
snaps on you. Holy cow.
I just feel like one day I'm going to lose an eye or something over it.
Oh, yeah. Look how much bigger Gautier is, man. I mean, obviously, we talked about Vine's power. Gautier's got power, too.
He's solid, dude.
And Gautier's moving around like Ian Gary. He's just coasting. The warning track. 30 seconds have gone by. He hasn't even stepped in that inside that little mini octagon.
That's Vines.
There he is. Now he's in the center of the octagon. He finally stepped on the Monster Energy drink logo, and now he's on the warning track. And Mark Goddard's like, that's where I'm supposed to be. Gautier's in hunt mode. Fans are starting to, boo, make some noises. Oh, yeah, now the boos are really coming in. Oh, Vines went in for a takedown. Gautier caught his head and then kneed it. And it all happened like, it looked like in slow motion. But now Vines definitely is not going to want to, not in any hurry to have anything to do with this. But he's going for the wrestling. Gautier's throwing some elbows up against the cage. Wow, Gautier just stopped him. He's just so strong. So at the end, Vines was going for a takedown. And he couldn't wrap his hands around him. Gautier just kind of like pushed him down. Like, get off me, and then started punching. Here's the replay. It was kind of confusing, actually.
He's holding his leg, too, Vines. Did something happen to his leg?
Okay, there's the first takedown attempt. He hits him with the knee. Now, Vines gets up, and he starts moving around again. Oh, the elbows. That's why he was able to just push him down. Okay. He elbowed him, and I think Vines was starting to go out. So he basically had him in a Muay Thai plum and just said, here, go for a little nap here. But it was like he manhandled him. And so Vines was already kind of hurt, and Gautier only got a few shots off. And that was it.
Well, that did look like a minus 2,000.
Yeah. But those elbows, I think, were the key.
I think if I had a casual, man, Goddard stepped on his hand and everything. If I had a casual friend watching this, I could probably convince him that Vines was like a basketball player or something that decided to fight MMA tonight. And that's why that fight looked that way.
Yeah. If you can get out of there in your own 2 feet after fighting Gautier, I think that's a win. Just not getting stretchered out or having people carry you. Because that's how he was acting. He was avoiding him big time. So he went he resorted to trying to take him down, but Gautier kept his feet moving, used his hands, and then started working in on the elbows when Vines was trying to wrap his arms behind, his hands behind Gautier's butt. He just couldn't get it going. He ate a couple elbows, and I think his body started to go limp. So Gautier basically grabbed him and just threw him down. Well, hopefully Vines gets one more fight, and then we'll see what he's all about. But to see, this guy's just really, really good, man.
There's gonna be a lot of time to kill, no?
What do you mean?
Before the pay-per-view starts?
Well, was that the last one?
It should have been, right?
Ooh, you're right. Jeez. So we were running behind prior to the featured prelims. Yeah, you're right, Goze. Joe Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov is the first fight of the pay-per-view. And there's still 18 minutes before that.
We probably won't be seeing fighting for another 30 minutes, if I had to guess.
Yeah. So Shabazian ended in round 1. Then we had a decision with Wicklax and Mix. Santos won in round 2, early round 2. And Gautier just beat Vines round 1. Who do you want to face next? He asked him. I always wonder what the fighters feel when, I don't know if you heard what Rogan said. He goes, hopefully next time you get someone with a higher level. Vines can't be back in the dressing room yet. He's probably walking back with an ice pack on his head, and he has to hear that, that he's basically a tomato can.
Yeah. That is brutal.
Well, hopefully you get someone better next time.
How does Gautier even feel? Like, you put together a whole camp, you come out and you just kind of do that. Do you even get that high? Do you feel like you did anything?
I hear you. I mean,
he might have had more challenging like sparring sessions.
Okay, hold on a second here, Goze. Sorry to cut you off. I heard John Anik say the stars are in the house, but I didn't see them all. Huh?
Johnny Walker, Aline Perez.
And I'm going to hold them to a high regard here because I am on the UFC and Dana's ass as far as they need to throw a mega show. Of course, I mean a stadium show. So we have Eileen Perez. She's the UFC bantamweight. She's the twerker from Argentina. Johnny Walker. He just beat Zhang Mingyang in China. And then we have some grapplers here. Mike Musamesi, Raquel Canutu. Yeah, man. There was some star power at that boxing event, Goze.
Big time.
And that's what the UFC needs to do, is have a big stadium show. I'm starting to think there might be one reason why he doesn't have it. Feel free to call me crazy. I think he thinks I can't fill the stadium.
Well, I mean,
then I'm going to look like a fool if it's just, the bottom and the top has to be blacked out or whatever.
I would agree with that. That could be a possibility, but it also depends on your ticket prices.
Exactly.
Ticket prices that you do now, I don't think they can fill a stadium no matter what they put together. But if they budge on it a little bit, then I think they can absolutely fill a stadium.
Exactly. That's another thing I was going to say. So what I would say to that is, okay, price out the stadium how you want to price it out. You guys have done this show many times. I'm sure you have a good idea of what it should cost to sit here, to sit there. But I would say at least that upper bowl, just first come, first serve. $100, whatever it takes, $50, so that people that have been priced out over the years, they just go, you know what, man? He goes, hey, let's just go. I don't want to hear this whole thing about, oh, it's not a good seat. I've been in these arenas, man. I've been in a ton of arenas to watch MMA, but specifically UFC, not just Anaheim, LA, and Vegas. No, I've been in a ton of arenas, and I'm sorry, but if you're not in those first seats, you look up a lot. You look up at a lot of these jumbotrons or whatever. You're rubbernecking around the people in front of you, or you're looking up, and you're in the 5th row, you're in the 10th row, and you're still doing that. So guess what? Go somewhere where they have a nice jumbotron, and don't worry about it, because people do that anyway. Mm-hmm. People with good tickets look at the jumbotrons goes in the arena. So that's not it. Yeah, and so whatever it takes to get people in the door, so you fill it up. I'm not saying give them away, but they used to, by the way. They used to do the big Twitter thing. And that way you get your 70,000, you break the stadium record over WWE, over the boxing. What he might be scared of is he won't break the gate, maybe. Possibly, because I'm sorry, man, but WWE and boxing crowds, they do come to spend money. I'll give them that. The MMA crowd, not so much. There's not enough of them. Not enough of us. I'll even throw me in the mix. But if you throw a mega card, which means you got to take some medicine, you got to come to an agreement with Francis Ngannou to bring him back, and he's got to fight Jones or make Jones versus Aspinall, somehow get McGregor there, re-sign Nate Diaz, whatever it takes. And, you just stack up the card. I'd go 3 title fights. I'd have a BMF and just make it crazy. UFC Mania or whatever. But I would do it the one time and then say, now leave me alone for like 2 years, 4 years. And I think I'd say, all right, you got it. We'll leave you alone. You did it, though. And make it such a big event that you start getting Sylvester Stallone and Mark Wahlberg and Mario Lopez and what's that gal from South Africa? She's a big MMA fan.
Charlize
Theron. Cindy Crawford. Whoever the Cindy Crawford is nowadays, a Kardashian, the athletes, Max Crosby,
it's got to be a good card. And even if you're just petrified of that not filling up, I mean, if you use a big stage, that takes up some of the seating too. There's ways of fudging it a little bit, but I think they can with the right price point. I think they could.
And you bring in the WWE stars that aren't performing that weekend. And a good time to have it, by the way, is when they're doing that White House card. I think the White House card lands on July 4th. And the reason I bring that up is because the Major League All-Star game is usually around that time. And the day after is the ESPYs. And the reason they do the ESPYs the day after the Major League All-Star game, because the Major League All-Star game is on a Tuesday. Wednesday's off. And then I think baseball starts on Friday, the weekend series. So they have a couple of days off after the All-Star break. And that's the only days of the year in which there's no NFL, no NBA, no NHL, and no baseball. Now, baseball's in season, but they're on break because of the All-Star break. NHL and NBA will have just ended, and NFL hasn't started yet. So have it on something like that and just phone in favors and get people in there. You might have to count some tickets and make it an event. Because right now, under the TKO banner, and I know the UFC is worth a lot of money, and I love the UFC, but they just look like they're trailing, man. They look like they're trailing boxing and WWE. For sure, WWE.
They're little brothers is the way it looks like. And I don't think they have to be. I think they can do this every now and again. The celebrities get behind it, the fans get behind it, but you just can't price them out.
Yeah. Now, if you tie it into the fan expo and everything, and you don't outprice yourself, I'm telling you, you could knock it out of the park. Once he sets his mind to it, he can do it. I would have thought he would have been blown away by WWE and that boxing event. I don't care if you don't like stages and pyrotechnics and musical acts or whatever, but the people connected with it.
I'll give him his props. The what is it called? The Sphere Show was great. It was phenomenal.
Hell yeah. Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier said every pay-per-view should be here. That's how dope it was.
Mm-hmm.
And for that one, I think they were so out of budget that it was really going to be one of those where they might lose money, but they've got different types of connectors now. Riyadh season stepped up. That Spear Show was brought to you by Riyadh season, so I'm sure they were a huge, huge help in terms of helping with that. And they did it, and it was great. And I really do hope he gets an Emmy or whatever it was he was looking at to get. Remember, he said it. He wanted to get an Emmy. I don't know if an Oscar qualifies, but I hope he gets it. They invested in it, man, and it really came off well. Let me make sure I'm not falling behind. Oh no, there's no way. They haven't even started.
8 minutes before the pay-per-view even kicks off, and then once it kicks off, maybe another 10-15 minutes before they actually get to the fighting.
Yeah.
But if you look at the main card, there is the potential for some quick finishes.
It's official that the LA Dodgers came back and beat the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
And then do you have a UNLV score?
They're up 24-10. So
GG's teams are perfect this week.
You still? Oh wait, you've already had one go off on Thursday.
Yeah.
Whoa, and your high school?
The high school one. My godson's team is winning at halftime, and your team's winning. The Trojans are off. Mater Dei won. The Niners won on Thursday. Manchester United won today. Melgar FBC Football Club, they won, 2-0 against Cienciano from Cusco. They have one more game tomorrow, though, and it's on the road. And that one's scaring me a little bit because that'd be twice in like 72 hours with travel involved. But we still got to get past UNLV and Idaho State, or at least, I don't know. I'm partial to Idaho State. I back you on UNLV. And I guess, technically, the Dodgers have to win tomorrow, but still. And the Dodgers have had a big week. They're 3-0 this week.
Yeah.
The only
not looking good, too. That's crazy that they're able to come back like that.
The only thing I sucked was the Survivor pick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. The NFL Survivor pool that Goze and I are involved in with a lot of our friends, colleagues, acquaintances, whatever. I took the Rams. And I'm going to explain why. Because I know a lot of you are probably saying, you're such a traitor. We have a lot of injuries, meaning the 49ers. I honestly thought because it was only a 4-day week, we lost on Sunday to the Jaguars for the first time. So we were 3-0, lost the Jaguars. Close game. 4 turnovers, and still had a chance to win the game. And then the quarterback who was injured, he's our starting quarterback. He came and he said, I don't know if I can go again, especially on 4 days' notice, traveling down to LA from San Francisco. Not a far trip at all, but still, it's not a home game. So I knew we had a backup quarterback. None of our receivers that started the season, the tight end out, Nick Bosa out for the year, just banged up. We started the season with another kicker. I go, okay. We're like, the line went from like 1 to 8. Everyone was betting the Rams, and I thought, okay, you know what? I'll just take my medicine. More than likely we'll lose, but we'll have 10 days to get healthy again and then go on another run. And that strategy came back and bit me on the ass. Next thing you know, we're up 14-0. We're competing. There's no way I can cheer against the 49ers. I cheered for them to win.
Tomorrow, I'm going with the Colts. But I've been very tempted to go with an underdog pick.
He goes, is there any way you can play Yogi's play here on this broadcast? On that third window? Our dog, folks, is 4-0 in the NFL Survivor. And then as a bonus, he also gives other picks. And he's 2-0 with those. So he's going for 3-0 this week. But he's part of a segment that we do because our Survivor pool, we're doing a weekly show now. In fact, I got to get episode 3 out on my social media. I've already sent it privately to some people.
Not without switching out the whole thing.
You know what? What if I just hold my phone up? Would that do it? I'd have to find it first.
All right, I'm going to switch this over to pay-per-view. I'm not going to say that very many times this year. Definitely not next year.
Was John Orlando on when we had the Yogi segment? Yeah, right?
Yeah. All right, everyone. Pay-per-view is going to be starting soon. Some of you may have it. Some of you may not. So we'll be your eyes and ears for that. First fight is Abus Magomedov and Joe Pyfer. Pyfer's minus 210. Magomedov is plus 175. I guess we can probably get our picks in now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who do you want in that one?
I want Pyfer to win. I think he's gonna win, and I want him to win. I was a little pissed off at his comments towards the country of Mexico as a whole. Then he cleaned them up a little bit after the Gastelum loss, and then I spoke with him at the UFC Fan Expo this year, and he was pretty calm, and he cleared a few things up, but he didn't come across as an asshole or nothing like that. And he said, listen, this is what I said. This is what it looks like I said. He goes, in the end, he goes, hey, look, I just had a bad experience. All right, Goze, I think I found Yogi's segment.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I might go with his sleeper pick.
So his sleeper pick, I know that was quick, folks, is the Saints. His official pick is the Cardinals. Now, in the Survivor pool, in case you're wondering, it is just pick a team to win, no spread. And if they win, you survive, and you get to play the following week. We started with 97 players, and now we're down to like 89 because it's double elimination. So believe it or not, we're only in week 5, and we've already lost 97 minus 89, 8 players. And Yogi, who's not a human being, is actually still in it with all of his 2 losses still available to him.
Yeah.
Did you take Joe Pyfer?
I did. I put him down for both of us.
All right.
Why is this pay-per-view not starting?
Oh, it's only 7. I mean, it just started right now.
There we go. Is Yogi around you right now?
No.
Oh. I just heard him jump down. Main card is about to start. Very decent card. Las Vegas in general, when you think about it, did Extreme Couture? No, Pachu Mix, right?
What? What's your question?
They had like 3 fights in a row, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, they have a few coaches there, so maybe they were helping each other with the warm-ups. What I've gathered from watching them for a few years is a lot of fighters have their own coaches that they work with, but on fight night, if he's available, they like Nixick to be one of the cornermen, and they like Nixick to step inside the octagon to communicate, because he does it very, very well. With the other coaches still, Eric will usually say, so you got a minute, right? He usually calms them down, gets them to breathe. 10 seconds have gone by. Then he'll give about 20 seconds of instruction, that 30 seconds, and then he'll go, what do you got? To whoever it is, Danny Davis Jr., Nate Pettit, Jake Shields sometimes is cornering people, Eddie Barranco, there's a few of them there. And then whatever they want to add to it, then they can. And then he'll once again remind them of what they're saying as they're standing up, as they're starting to clear the octagon. So now if Eric's out there, thank you. If Eric's out there, this is great. Then the others are helping warm up, but then they'll come out and everything goes. You want some pizza?
I might grab some in a little bit. Thanks.
But Juliet says she'll bring it up if you want.
I had to go through my whole song and dance and stuff.
Oh, he's got the teeth thing. He can't do it right now. Okay.
What I was going to say was, when you think about Syndicate MMA is represented, right? Twice tonight. It's 2 Vegas guys with the Extreme guys. Even Ankalaev has spent a lot of time in Vegas. A lot of Vegas fighters tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You caught me mid-bite, so I can't add too much to it. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot of Vegas fighters.
Was that Yogi tripping on his food?
It does sound that way, yeah. So Ankalaev, he trains at Extreme. Marab at Syndicate. Rountree at Syndicate. Zalal is with Mark Montoya. Did you catch Montoya telling Chris Gutierrez, you're losing, and emphasizing you got to get the finish, you got to get the finish?
Mm-mm.
I know it was harsh, and Gutierrez took it well, but I just loved how he was blunt and told him.
He's very blunt with his fighter.
This is where we stand. You're going to lose. You're going to get pissed off. This is where we stand. All I can do is communicate the journey. He got him to rally and win one round, but the problem is he had already lost the other 2.
I don't think, I think coaches can be blunt, but I don't like when they say you're gonna lose or that sort of thing. Like, I think you can kind of whisper that or something, but I would hate for the judges to hear something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark can be pretty blunt with his fighters, but they react to it too.
Are you like on a commercial?
No, I'm watching the intro.
Oh man, okay, you're right. I heard you say I got to get out of this. I got to get out of it too.
Huh?
All right. I got to get out of it too. I was, how they have 2 different streams.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. All right, where's the damn? I was having problems with ESPN Plus, so I had to go through Disney Plus. Goze, you saw The Smashing Machine Part 2. No, not Part 2. 2025. What did you think? Would you recommend it to anyone that's listening to this show?
If you are an MMA fan, I would definitely recommend it. If you do not watch MMA, or even if you're an MMA fan, but you're not familiar with Mark Kerr, I think you're going to have a rough time. Because I think at some point you're going to go, why are we here? Why are we watching a movie about this guy? It was a little confusing at times because they did a great job with the MMA portions of everything. But I think the story behind all this is his addiction. And I felt like they kind of glazed over parts where they could have really maximized some of the talented actors that they had on there. The Rock was amazing. He did a great job playing Mark Kerr. Emily Blunt did an amazing job in the scenes where they probably could have flourished a little bit more. They didn't really cover it. So it's kind of weird. Some of the shots are almost an exact replica of the other Smashing Machine. But I'm not saying don't go watch it, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying anybody that's like maybe a Rock fan and wants to hear, oh my God, he had a great performance, and you go watch the movie, not being a fan of mixed martial arts, you might be going, what is it exactly that, what was the point of this movie? In other words, if you're an MMA fan, though, you're going to be happy, especially just the detail, the attention to detail that they put into it was really, really good.
So it's a thumbs up?
It's a sideways thumb.
Looks like I have to go on. Oh no, here it is. Finally. Oh no, that's not it. I think mine's only available on ESPN Plus.
Do you not put it on the TV?
That's what we're doing now. Okay, there it is.
Daniel Cormier's always got that funny smile, man. BKFC, I think, just wrapped up. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but
Did they?
Yeah, but supposedly it was a really good card.
Were you watching it?
No.
Was it a Knuckle Mania or no?
No.
Okay. So what's everyone consuming at home for your fight party? I'm anxious to know. I got some delicious pizza.
From where?
Pizza.
Is that Little Caesars? Little Caesars.
Ah. Oof. Man. Some of the highlights when you combine some of the fighters that are on this card. Christ. People just getting laid out left and right.
Has there been a spinning elbow tonight? Spinning elbow.
So.
We had one yesterday.
I think we're going to see one on the main card. Yeah, that one yesterday is crazy.
So Fada was telling Dan she thinks that the best one so far is Sergio Pettis. I thought the one that took out Pico was pretty nasty too.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that was gangster.
The Pico one, I mean, just
Diego Lopez, didn't he have one too?
Yeah. But this one you weren't really expecting. I don't know a whole lot of people that had Pettis winning that fight.
She said what added to it was that he was trailing in the fight. So it was like a comeback. Gutierrez kept throwing a spinning back fist, but Basharat kept reading it. He threw like 3 of them, and none of them were really close.
Man, it's a big lull since the last fight.
It's been 20 minutes. No, 30 minutes.
More. Not their fault, but just the way it played out.
So can you explain what's happening with WWE? You now have to pay for. You have to pay money.
So they signed a deal with ESPN, and that's part of that new service, right? I forget what you called it, unlimited or something. Man, there's still a lot of empty seats for this being main card. So yeah, now you got to do that. Remember, they kind of set the tone for. They were the first ones.
They were $10 a month, right? $10 a month. You got everything WWE. Remember?
Well, they went to Peacock, and so if you had Peacock, everything was glory.
Mm-hmm. You can't get it on this one. Huh? If not, I'm gonna turn the TV a little bit more. Hang on a second, all right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, this score in this game's been 24-10 for the longest time. All right, here we go. Finally, some introductions. We'll get the first two fighters in. Thank you for bearing with us. George and I both select Joe Pyfer in this fight. He's minus 210.
I started the night off by saying the dogs are going to be barking. Give me all the dogs. And only a few have barked. Yana Santos barked. I'm not calling her a dog. I don't want no problems with Thiago Santos.
Right.
Raheem. Wait, what's his name?
What the dude that fought?
Yeah, he won.
Patchy, the guy that fought Patchy.
Yeah, he won too. So you're probably up money if you just put $100 on every dog. Main card, yeah, that one.
Rub the birthday boy's belly for luck.
Oh, today's Yogi's birthday? Wait, we missed it.
No, it was the second. You missed it?
Yeah.
That's why you got a new boat.
Did he have a cake or anything? Or
I gave him a big chicken breast. And
That new boat.
remember in the morning I was telling you I'm leaving to get him presents?
you did?
Yeah, I got him a bone and
I saw the new bones
and stuff.
But last year they put a bunch of stickers here, either you or Laura, and
He's 4 years old.
Yeah.
Rub his belly for good luck.
Well, he's very fit. He doesn't have much of a belly, but when I see him. Okay, so then can we get out of it over there? Oh, okay, let me get out of it over here. I think I'm out of Disney. That's where we need to go. Yeah.
Joe Pyfer's walking out to the cage now. Big old American flag around his neck. Don't put that flag on the ground. Hand it to someone. I like Joe Pyfer fights. I think he's fun to watch.
Okay, now try.
Dean Thomas in his corner.
Is he?
Isn't that Dean Thomas right there? I've never seen that before. Thought it was him. Yeah, it's him. He might be one of the funniest people. That's him, right? Over his shoulder right now?
I'm not in.
No.
We've exceeded our. So we're trying to get off all the different places that might be showing it. Let's see how this works. How many places are streaming it goes? Just you on the computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
never mind. I'm in. All right, if you can just turn the TV a little, that'd be great. All right. So I'm out of here.
Here comes Abus Magomedov.
Thank you. Yeah. Two pepperoni. Yeah. All right, folks. Pyfer. You know what? Don't mess with the over under. Just Pyfer's gonna win. I think we'll leave it at that. I did hear that in this fight from one sharp that said if you're gonna bet the total, go over.
Mm-hmm.
Which is over a round and a half. But thanks. Now, Pyfer, I was asked, is he for real? I had to ask them, well, what do you mean? Because if you're asking me, do I think he's going to be a world champ? I don't think so. Not from what I've seen so far. But is he the real deal? Like, does the UFC have themselves a controversial figure? Somebody who could maybe become, a little bit of a star because, he's got a bad boy image? Yes, they have someone there. And obviously he's talented for sure. But can he get through all the fighters he needs to get to the top and unseat Khamzat Chimaev? I don't think so yet.
Not without some help. But because he's got so much power in his hands, he makes you feel like no matter what the matchup is, he's live in that.
Abus Magomedov, has about a 3-inch reach advantage. He's also 6 years older. Folks, if you can hit the like button on your YouTube, that'd be tremendous. It's easy. It's a thumbs up. The fighters are getting announced. Pyfer's going to be out of the blue corner, and he's going to be wearing blue tights. He weighed in at 186. He's 6'2". In height, 14-3 overall, and he's a minus 250 favorite. Around there. We all have different houses. BetMGM is what we've been quoting here. DraftKings is what they showed up there. Fighting out of Philly. He's the one that said he'll never go back to that shithole country, Mexico. Abus Magomedov, fighting out of Germany, 26-6-1. He stands 6'2". He weighs 180. He weighed 185.5, and like I say, he's got a 3-inch reach advantage. And now the arena's starting to fill in a little. They're at the T-Mobile, by the way.
Yeah.
Chris Tione is the third man in the octagon. Brooklyn Wren walking the catwalk.
You want to
underway? Are you underway?
No, I am now.
Okay, tell me what your clock says.
4:56, 55, 54, 53.
Okay. I got you. I can't do it right now for this fight goes. Sorry. We haven't missed much here. Okay, Pyfer wants to take the fight to the ground. He's got a hold of one leg, and Magomedov shakes that leg out, but he's still up against the cage. He's now got a hold of Pyfer's head against the cage. Not much of a threat to a choke or anything. I think he's just fighting off a takedown. He's got both over. Well, he's got one over, meaning over one of the arms. And then the other one looks like he's trying to fight for an underhook. Now, Pyfer again, body lock, trying to trip him, and he does put him back on his back, except Magomedov gets top position. He was just stronger than him. Oh, now he delivered a big elbow while on top of Pyfer. Now he just connected on his jaw pretty good. So Pyfer, he's in a half guard. Pyfer's got like a butterfly on one side. So he's not completely in a half guard, but he's basically in a half guard. It's more like Pyfer got his leg trapped more than anything, but he is the guy that's underneath. And there's 3:15 left here in round one.
That's a whole lot of time to be in that position.
And Magomedov is making sure that Pyfer can't get to the cage so he can put his back to the cage. Because that's what Pyfer's doing. He's butt scooting a little bit, trying to get to that cage, and Magomedov is fighting him. So that little game is pretty interesting right now. Pyfer's now in full guard, and he closes his full guard. Magomedov gets out of that, and now he's punching him. And now he's got his back. One hook's in. Pyfer's carrying him now. He's on his feet. He's carrying Magomedov with one hook. So there's really not much of a threat here, but he is carrying his weight. 2:35 left here in round one. We're halfway through the round. I think you could say it's a Magomedov 10-9 right now, but easily it can be flipped over.
Mm-hmm.
And now Magomedov drags him down to the ground. So now Magomedov is in a north-south position. Pyfer is basically getting teabagged right now. And Magomedov's actually threatening a Kimura.
He kind of threw him down like a kid.
Yeah, and he's got a scissor lock. Well, no, one of the hands is not. Okay, he's out of it. But now he's on top in side control, and he's throwing knees at Pyfer. So Magomedov is throwing the kitchen sink at this guy.
He's one step ahead in everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 1:45 left here in round one. He's in side control. They're nowhere near the cage. I shouldn't say that. I mean, they're kind of near the cage, but Pyfer still trying to scoot towards the cage. Magomedov is laying on top of him in side control. Well, no, actually, he's in half guard now. Pyfer managed to regain one of the legs. And now Abus Magomedov is standing over Pyfer. Pyfer's using his legs to create distance. Now he's got a front choke on Pyfer, but Pyfer is up to his feet. He's got to be careful with the knees. 1:05 left here in round one. A definite 10-9 for Magomedov, but still plenty of time. There hasn't been a ton of damage, if any. But Magomedov, like Goze said, has been a few steps ahead, and he's just the one controlling everything. Now Pyfer's got Magomedov against the cage. Let's see what he can do.
He's got to do something. Honestly, it's been complete domination from Magomed.
And now Magomedov slips off against the cage, and they're back in the center of the octagon. Both of the guys got them dukes up. Magomedov with a front push kick. Oh, he lands a nice overhand left right at Pyfer's mouth. Now they're locked up again. They're up against the cage with 25 seconds left. Now they're free. Oh, a nice jab goes. That's the second time you hit him with that. I mean, he rocks Pyfer's head back. Not good aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to figure out, well, who's the one creating damage or whatever, because there hasn't been too much on the damage side, but Magomedov's just on the technique side. He's done a lot.
It was almost like an exaggerated jab you'd see in a Rocky movie.
Yeah. And that's the end of round one. That's a clear Magomedov round, 10-9.
And Pyfer wasn't able to get off anything, hardly anything. Towards the end, he was able to throw a few power punches. They were blocked. But he looks like a very frustrated guy going back to his corner.
Now, I'm not saying Pyfer's this, but in our sport, over the years, you come to figure out who are the fighters that are like front runners, They're really strong and confident, but it's because everything's clicking for them. Right now, Pyfer has this look on him as they're tending to him where he looks shook a little bit. Kind of like, whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be running a train on this guy. And Magomedov's the one that's got a little bit of swag. But that doesn't mean what I'm saying is that Pyfer can't come back. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Pyfer usually has ended the fight by now, or he's looking pretty confident, like, oh, you don't worry, I got this. I'm going to take him out in the next 2 minutes. Let's see what he has, though. Let's see if we can dig deep. I picked Pyfer to win. But, man, Magomedov came to fight tonight, Goze.
Yeah, he did. He looks phenomenal, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, they touch gloves. They're in the center of the octagon. Pyfer now stalking him down. Magomedov going back and forth in that warning track area. Warning track is a baseball term close to the fence where there's a little bit of dirt. It tells the outfielders that they're getting close to the wall. Now, Pyfer, I think, knocked him down, and he is on top of Magomedov. Crowd's pumped up. He just landed a nice elbow on Magomedov, and then there's Pyfer now. Obviously, he's got to be feeling pretty confident. He's in a good position now.
The elbow was nice.
Yep. Magomedov still kind of attacking one of Pyfer's arms. I think he really likes the Kimura move. He can either use it to sweep or to threaten. Now, Pyfer's trying to clear. He's got a head and arm triangle that he's setting up, but he's got to clear the other side. The only problem is the fence is there. Now he's mounted Abus Magomedov, and now he's on the other side of where he's supposed to be so that this is an effective choke. Magomedov is trying to get out of it, and he's not. Oh, he does seem to be free of it. He looked like he was in some trouble now. Now, Pyfer is mounted on top of him, but Magomedov is out of that choke. And now Magomedov seems to have gotten out of it. Oh, Pyfer almost slipped off, and he almost had top position. They're fighting for that right now. Instead, Pyfer has his back with the body triangle.
It's blood. Where's the blood coming from?
They're in the middle of the octagon. Well, remember, he landed a couple elbows, so I think it's from his forehead. So with 3:30 left here in round 2, he's threatening a rear naked choke. Magomedov is fighting 2 hands to 1, but Pyfer's arm is under there. It looks like he's just trying to cinch it up, and there it is, the tap. Joe Pyfer wins. He had to struggle though, and he's gonna learn from this fight. That's the best, man, when you have to fight adversity and still come out from the wind with the win. Sorry.
I feel bad for Magomedov. He fought a perfect round 1. So
he sure did.
To Joe Pyfer for being able to turn things around and come back and win that fight.
That was a tale of 2 rounds because the first round was nothing like this one.
It's 2 fights, really. Great performance.
He's yelling at the matchmakers. I think he's just pumped. So he dug deep and he pulled through. Good for him, man.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with this. He lands a big overhand right, kind of like on the temple, and that hurts and wobbles Abus Magomedov. Then he throws another one, and I think a lot of it's just power, but him connecting the thump itself as well. But the power just knocked down Abus, and then he got on top of him. He was relentless with the ground and pound. Then he started switching to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And right here, honestly, he didn't really choke him. It was just the power in that choke. A la Hamza Chimaev and Robert Whittaker, he basically was like a face crank. Too much pressure on his face. He had to tap.
Damn. So Mark Sanchez, aside from being stabbed, was arrested?
I thought the other guy was arrested.
No, I think he was arrested.
It sounded like a fight, right?
Something like that. Battery. It's crazy.
He was supposed to call the Colts Raider game. USC product. The worst thing Pyfer can do, excuse me, Don't worry about the hater fans. You're gonna make it work for yourself. Okay, Joe Rogan's talking to him. He says he was here mentally, but not physically. He says he beat my ass the first round. We're all right. We made our move. It only takes one. He's talking about the big hammer fist. The crowd's reacting to him. He asked him if he could feel that Magomedov was starting to wilt, tire, and he said, yeah, he felt it. I wouldn't say that he looked tired to me, Goze, after round one. I think he just got hit with two big rights.
Yeah. That was the beginning of the end.
He's talking about 50K. He's telling Mick Maynard, give me 50K. He loves this country, USA. All right. Big win. That's a good way to get the pay-per-view started.
Yeah, for sure. And the next fight is going to be fun, man.
And
We
I'm
got
wondering if go ahead.
Yusuf Zalal minus 500. I don't know how that is that high versus Josh Emmett plus 360. That's too much to give up on Yusuf Zalal. I know he's on a roll and all that. I'm going to actually go with the dog on this one. How about you?
Let me tell you in just a second. So far, they showed Brandon Royval and Manel Kopp. They showed Mark Zuckerberg, and they showed Carlos Ulberg. I see Mark Coleman in the background, and they're showing who are these chicks?
Is that Coleman or Bader? They look
Oh.
so much alike.
It was like a reality show. Diego Lopez always gets a pop. And there's Mackenzie Dern right behind him. She always gets a pop. She's fighting for the title. She could be a star, man. I'm telling you. She beat Verna Jandahova like 5 years ago. But Verna's been fighting real good for the last 2-3 years. 5-0 in her last 5. All right, you're asking about the next pick. Can you repeat the odds?
Zalal minus 500.
Oh my
Emmett
God.
plus 360.
You know what? Emmett. And I'm not even going to
Emmett.
give you the caveat of I think this is going to happen. No, I think Emmett's a good play. He's tough, man. He's 40, but he's a hard hitter.
Smart.
He's well trained. And Zalal put a little pressure on himself. He wants to get the finish real bad. That means you have to engage with this hard hitter. And Zalal, his main strength is popping and moving, right? Slip and rip. But if you want to starch this guy, you got to get in that phone booth. And if you do, be careful.
Where are we at on this? UNLV's about to be 5-0.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a commercial for Total Wireless. Have you heard of them?
I'm getting that too. I've seen a lot of commercials for them, but I don't know if they're a player.
Oh. Chat room, what do you think? Zalal or Emmett? Don't worry about the odds. Who do you think's going to win?
No.
We'll take a leak, Goze, before the next fight.
All right. I am looking up. Let's see. Interesting. All right. Right now, we are looking at Magomed Ankalaev being stretched out in the back. A lot on the line for both of these guys. You know, if Ankalaev doesn't get the win here, I don't know that a lot of people are clamoring for a third fight. I don't know that that would be the route the UFC would want to go. Poetan now, he's getting his hands wrapped by Don House. No matter how you look at that first fight, maybe he had an injury, maybe he had an off night, you can't get away from the fact that he's just an older fighter now. This tends to happen, and it happens quickly. I think there's rooms for him to improve. There's room for him to improve in this matchup, but at the same time, I feel like Ankalaev has got a lot of room in the game plan, right? Pereira defended a lot of takedowns, but they weren't really like, a lot of them were half-assed takedowns just to close the distance. I don't know. You know, maybe we could see that wrinkle in Ankalaev's game tonight. Who knows? Zalal and Emmett's going to be interesting. Emmett's got a lot of power. I don't see Zalal standing in the pocket, though. I think he's going to be very stick and move. He's the Moroccan devil.
You think his reputation will suffer a little, though, if he doesn't engage?
Really, it was only one round, though. I mean, like, I don't know why everybody's so on him over that.
Well, that's our nature, right? Haters. I mean, a lot of them in MMA. And it is 1/3 of the fight. And you're fighting against not just your opponent, but how many featherweights are on the roster? Probably 80 to 100. At least 20 of them are in contention for the title. So show us something, you know? Show us something that matches what you said. Hey, I want to be a world champion, or I should be next, or whatever the hell. Whatever the hell it is, show it to us. And I mean, to be fair,
he gets finished.
Calvin looked done, you know. He you know. Plus, your own, how can I put this to you? Other fighters have gone for it. So we've covered these fighters. You know, we're not picking on you, not just Zalal, but any other fighter out there that thinks the media's tripping or the fans are tripping. All you fans, relax, man. Don't even pay attention to them. They're tripping because other fighters have gone for it, you know, and they become world champions. So he's just missing that one thing, you know, and that's to step on the gas and finish fights. I thought Cater was right there for the picking. So Poirier ain't fucking around, that's for sure.
I'd say Toporia's got a different route, though. This dude, you take a loss, he'd have to go on another 6-fight win streak or something to be even talked about. I think he was just protecting that. I get it. I mean, he was winning the fight. If he did it more than once, then yeah, I think it becomes a thing. You get a mulligan here and there. I mean, he's finished a lot of fights. It's not like he's known for, he's not Floyd Mayweather.
That's true. I think it's because he was just, you know, I see a lot of fighters obviously protect their 2-round lead. But then there's a difference between that and like running. And I think he was a lot closer to that. It just wasn't a good look. And look, this is a tough guy sport, you know. We have to point that out. And Lerone Murphy was a decisionator. And when he threw that spinning back elbow and landed it on Pico, look at how everything's changed. Now all of a sudden, that Lopez John Silva fight didn't matter as much because we got our next guy. And Evloev, take your time coming back. Take your time, dog. Whenever you're ready to go, okay. Because right now we got Murphy and Volk. You know, they're on tap. At least that's what I'm hearing. But all because of that one finish after a ton of decisions. And he stepped up on short notice, too. Remember, that was Evloev's fight. It was Evloev against Pico. I wonder if Dillashaw's in the corner.
Well, we'll find out right now. Here comes Emmett.
The Team Alpha Male head coach is Danny Castillo. And then you got Joey Rodriguez, boxing coach. There's Dillashaw. What happened to Master Tong? Is he back in Thailand?
I don't know. It's been a minute, huh?
The Thai coach, yeah. Okay, I see the boxing coach. And Dillashaw, yeah. But no Faber, no Castillo, no Holdsworth.
He's getting Vaseline on his forehead. Should be in the cage soon. And second fight will be underway. I'm torn on this fight. I think it could either be really good or really bad. I don't think we'll get it in between.
It looks like the front rows are starting to fill up now for sure. See, Vegas is one of those cities you can do the dinner afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fights end at 10, you can still go to dinner late in Vegas. Even if you don't get to the club till 12, you haven't missed shit. Even if a fighter is hosting something, he still has to do media, shower, and get to the venue. Wow, an 11-year age gap. Zalal's 5'10", Josh Emmett 5'6.5". They both weighed in at 146. Zalal, though, only has a 2-inch reach advantage. He's the Moroccan Devil. Josh Emmett fighting out of Sacramento, California. He's from Casablanca, Morocco. Our colleague, Farah Hanoun, is half Moroccan.
Yeah, she spends a lot of time out there, actually.
So if you watch Spinning Back Click, our weekly show here on MMA Junkie, our normal start time is noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. But because of the Dana White Contender Series weigh-ins, we've been going an hour early. But as you all know, we're on week 9 of season 9. So there's only 2 more weeks to go. And then we're back to noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. That's if you want to catch it live. Otherwise, on this same YouTube channel, if you subscribe, you can see all the videos that we do. And every Monday, it's right there for you to take it in, where we recap everything that happened from the past weekend, all the latest news. Farah's often one of the 4 panelists. Well, 3. I'm the host. And she's often on Overreaction Time as well. She was the most recent guest on Overreaction Time, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Tuesdays with host Simon Samano. Check them out. And while I got your attention, hit the like button, please. Right now, hit the like button. If you think Red De La Cruz It's hot. Hit the like button. That would mean you agree with me. All right, here we go. They do touch gloves. And then goes, when you start, you just give me a quick rundown.
47, 46.
Oh, shit. You're ahead of me.
Or, sorry. I'm sorry. 53, 52, 51.
Okay, got it.
50.
Do I need batteries in this thing or what? I can't seem to pause the 8 seconds that I'm ahead. Wow, Zalal got an easy takedown, Goze. I mean, dude, I know he's tall and lanky, but he looks strong. He put Emmett down like a father puts down a newborn after he's put him to sleep.
It's perfect timing.
Yeah. Now, Emmett is obviously fighting one of the hands with his two hands. He doesn't have his back, but he's also not mounted. It's like Emmett's on his side. And he hasn't cleared both legs, but I'm telling you, Zalal looked impressive the way he did that. And now Emmett turns into him. But remember, this guy's got long legs. You better be careful with arm bars and triangles because he looks like he's actually playing into one right now. And his head's out. And of course, I just froze. Nope. Oh, he's attacking the arm. He's attacking the arm. Zalal's attacking the arm, folks. Now, Emmett's stacking him really, really good with his own weight. What? That's it. He tapped. That was quiet.
Wow.
Emmett tapped. Yusuf Zalal just topped Josh Emmett.
Whoa. So remember, this is a fight that Josh Emmett didn't want. He didn't think he could get anything out of it. Almost like they weren't on the same level. Crazy.
That's incredible, man. He just took him down and went in attack mode. He's talking to Dana White right now.
On a big stage.
Ain't no running now. Okay, here's the takedown. Look how he picks him up and just, well, he didn't really pick him up. I mean, he grabbed one leg. It looked like he was going to try and explode like on a double, but he grabbed one leg and just took him down. Then he starts attacking him. Now, just as Emmett is stacking him, see, the tap was, he must have been verbal because I didn't even see it coming. Like, I couldn't even see the hand that tapped. So it must have been verbal, or where is it? There's a hand, there's a hand, there's a hand. He's trying to yank it out. Oh, none of the angles are fan-friendly to me. So he must have been verbal with it.
That's insane. Like,
Zalal's for real.
Both guys could literally fight next week. Not a whole lot happened here.
All right, man. 2 fights in. Pretty definitive. What's happening here? He picks up Rogan. See, this is where Zalal shines. He's got a great personality. Very charismatic. He'll do good with Rogan right now. Sounds like Kevin Hart, too.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's making the belt gesture. Slow down, Zalal. He's getting booed, though.
He's getting booed?
A little bit. Rogan is explaining that he verbally tapped. He's telling the fans to give Josh Emmett a hand. Longest active win streak, UFC featherweight division, Murphy 9, Evloev 8, Zalal 5.
He's going to have to take one more.
Thank you, Las Vegas. This is his first fight at T-Mobile. The fans aren't popping for him, but they're not booing as much. What was the strategy? He said 100% to take him down. He says that's what he wanted to do to Cater too. Shout out to Diego Lopez. Give me the Ron Murphy next. Joe Rogan says, hey, that's a great call out, but he might be in line for a title.
Do you feel like Emmett gave up too quick on that?
No, because he was trying to stack him so that his arm didn't get stuck in there. And then I think Homeboy just had strong legs, and then you could see him kind of like start to push off with his legs, and he just compromised the arm. So he was trying to fight him and put his own weight on him, but I thought he was in trouble when his head was stuck in there, and you know,
Totally sound like Kevin Hart there.
All right. Well, huge win for Yusuf Zalal. He did what he was supposed to do, man. It's too soon for a title shot. The grappling's on point, and yeah, the call-outs were nice. But yeah, I think it's true. Busting with the boys, Michael Venom Page, Cash Patel, the FBI director, Tracy Cortez. Oh, she got a good pop. Valentina Shevchenko, a legend, a stone cold legend. Kayla Harrison and Justin Gaethje. Rogan says that Zalal told him he didn't even break a sweat.
People's main event is next. Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Rountree. Yuri's minus 200. I still don't get that. Khalil Rountree is plus 165. Personally, George, I'm going Khalil Rountree. I'm not
Me
being
too.
a homer. I feel like he became a complete fighter. That fight that he fought, his last fight against Jamal Hill, I loved that strategy, the way he was able to mix his aggression with his patience.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can frustrate Yuri. The only thing I'm worried about is Yuri kind of getting him involved in something crazy and sloppy. That can become trouble, but I think Khalil can stay out of that. I'm going to take him at plus 165. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to take Khalil Rountree. He's a dog, but he's a dog that I think he can win. I think he fought well. I mean, he's won 6 of his last 7. I thought the dismantling of Jamal Hill, the former champ, was impressive. At times, I know a lot of people were bored, but then when he needed to explode, he did. I think he also had an injury that he didn't divulge until recently. So he just had to fight smart, and he did. And that takes a lot of discipline. Because remember, he had just lost to Pereira, and you lose 2 in a row, and you really start to fall off. And he was beating Pereira 2-1 going into round 4. Then Pereira finishes him. And so it's like, okay, well, can he build himself back? And they stick him in there against Jamal Hill, man. If he had lost, that'd be 2 in a row. He gets lost in the shuffle. Instead, he beats Hill. Hill's lost in the shuffle. And Rountree now showed that he can be disciplined and he can bounce back from a loss. So I like him. Yuri, to me, man, I used to think he was unorthodox. He still is, but I used to think he was unorthodox and that wasn't going to get him far, and I was wrong. He won a world title. But I also think that it's very reckless at times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Khalil and John Wood studied him, and I think they'll be able to thwart his attacks. So, yeah, I'm with Khalil Rountree on this. And remember, Rountree, Sanhagen, and Pereira, 26 pays like $750 if you take the 3 in a parlay. 100 pays about 3,000.
Man. Okay, so let's get this. So you take Rountree, you take Sanhagen,
And Alex Pereira.
and so by the main event, I mean you'd feel pretty decent, right? I think Sanhagen's the one that probably scares you the most.
Yeah. Because Magomed, I didn't think dominated Pereira. He beat him, but he didn't look that great. I think Pereira looked off. They're promoting a future title fight here. Vernon Jandiroba against Mackenzie Dern for the vacant strawweight title. UFC 322 in New York. That's a good main card at UFC 321. Cyril gone, man. This will be his third chance at a title.
Yeah. We gotta catch up with Volkov.
Say that about Volkov again?
We gotta catch up with Volkov?
Oh, yeah. Because he's a Vegas guy now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. What do I got going on here? I don't think Florida State came back and won, huh?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
Oh, I guess they're still playing.
Yeah. But more than likely not.
They are down 28-19 with 3 minutes left. So I'm pretty sure my goose is cooked. To top it off, Miami's got the ball. Well, 28-19 if they score. Oh, they could cover if somehow they stopped Miami and got a backdoor.
Some epic fights between those two.
They're promoting the Smashing Machine movie. And it's true. The Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, did very well in the roles of Don Staples and Mark Kerr, boyfriend and girlfriend. Mark Kerr is an old MMA legend. He never really took off in the UFC, but he did win a tournament back before they had undisputed titles. Then he went to Japan and did very well there. Got to 13-1, and then he finished on a poor run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the story was basically an MMA fighter with an addiction. And I guess he was in a toxic relationship. But the documentary was well done in 2002. And so Dwayne Johnson brought it back to life and made it a movie in 2025.
He did do a great job playing him. I mean, everything, his mannerisms, the way he spoke, his reactions, it was all on point. I actually like his shorts, George. You know, the other day we were talking about fighters' personality shorts. I think his are pretty cool.
Khalil's?
Yeah.
Those white ones?
Yeah, like white and gray or white and blue. I'm glad that the UFC does that because so many fighters have lost their personality over just having to wear that uniform.
You ain't lying. Folks, if you can hit that like button, that would be great. And I have beat it to death, but it's important to us. So that's why I ask every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, maybe let a fight go by and then I hit you back. But if you can hit it, that'd be awesome. Hit it. Now, I wonder if the other fighters are on alert. Hey, things are moving fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anything, this is the fight that you would most likely feel that way, right?
Yeah.
Yuri kind of cracks me up. I like him.
I like him too because he's different and I don't want him to all be the same, but I do think he's weird.
Oh, yeah. Different.
But it doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to sit across from him and share a meal and just say, what makes you tick? You know, like that type of thing. Like I say, he's just different. But it just seems like whoever asks him a question, they're nowhere near what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask him, Yuri, Rountree switched this camp from Thailand to Las Vegas. What do you think about that? And then he'll say, like, Thailand's so magical. Rountree's magical. It doesn't matter where he trains. You know, okay. You're fighting in Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. How big of a win would this be for you to get back on the road to the title? You think about belts. Fans think about belts. I just think about the universe. You know, it's like, come on, man. Like, can't one of the answers be just kind of the answer, and then you can drift off into outer space or whatever? That's the part that frustrates me a little bit.
Yeah. I asked him a question last week, and he probably paused for 10 seconds before he answered it. I thought he was going to murder me.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah,
What was
because
the question?
I'm like, did I touch a bad subject, or what? Is this the 100th time you've been asked and you finally had it? He just kind of spaced off for 10 seconds, and then he finally answered it.
What was the question?
I don't remember. I want to say it was something along the lines of like, I loved your game plan against Jamal Hill, but was it tailor made for Jamal Hill, or is that something you're looking to do moving forward? And then he just kind of went. And we were all just kind of staring at each other like, what just happened? You know, like, you got to hit the reset button or what?
Like at the beginning of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, when that CEO wants to give his answer, it looks like it's an advertising firm, right? And he was kind of contemplating, and he goes, and Steve Martin and the other characters are like, you know, like, yes, I like it. No, they all want to catch flights, and then he goes, oh, and then he kicks back on his chair, and he goes, like, about it or whatever. And oh man, it's so funny.
I know I had enough time to look right to Scott Peterson and look left to Oscar Willis, like to go, are you catching this? Like, and then I was waiting for one of those two guys to go, don't you know never to ask that question to him? Like, it was odd.
You know who he reminds me of in a way? Habib. Habib was on our show once, and I took him back to what's it called? Paradise Towers? What was it called?
Panorama.
I think the UFC had like 4 apartments there that they kept for out of town guests. And Habib was rehabbing the knee injury. He had a knee injury, so he was rehabbing it, and he was in town. I don't think they had the PI yet. But anyway, I took him back and I dropped him off. And he goes, "What are you doing? I'm gonna get lunch. How about you?" He goes, "I'm hungry too." I go, "I think I'm gonna go in there." I think it was called what? The Fat Pig, Yo Pig, or what was that?
Fat pig.
What was it called? The Horny Pig or whatever it was called. That bar or restaurant. It
I
was
don't
something
know.
pig. The Wild Pig. I don't know. And he goes, but I think because it was over the Panorama Towers, I think it wasn't like, nah, I don't want to have lunch with you. I think it was more like, oh, I go there all the time because I live in the Panorama Towers. So I was like, all right, man, well, thanks for doing the show. And I start to park the car. I think what it was it was a Champions League or something like that. And I figured, oh, that bar's got it. So then I get out of the car and he goes, come on, let's go have lunch. And I said, all right. So we went in there, we had lunch, but I swear everything I asked him, he wasn't feeling because he's very disciplined, strict. Remember, you couldn't really ask him about chicks. I think he wasn't married yet, I don't think, or if he was, but that's private. He doesn't, nope, I'm into training. So there wasn't like, hey, you got girlfriends back at home or whatever. And like, he did like talking about soccer and MMA, but like, there was no like, did you see Narcos? Or did you see Breaking Bad? Or,
That's why they're so good though, because they haven't.
I
All they do
know.
is train and fight.
Who's hotter, Ariane or Brittany? No, I don't even know who they are. Okay.
I wish you would have asked them that though. Have you seen Narcos?
I think I did. The
Did
stuff
you
that
really?
I think I would ask anyone else. Anyone in this chat, I'd ask them, hey, did you watch? This is 2015 or 16 or whatever. So that was a relevant question. And no, but he was never rude. He's just very private and very conservative in that sense. And but he did ask me about trash talk, and I gave him an example of trash talk, and he liked it. We were on that one for a long time. I think Melendez was gonna fight Pettis, and he goes, "Give me a trash talk," and I told him how to knock out 3 birds in 1 stone. I go, "That's if you want to ruffle feathers or whatever," but he just kind of had his own swag. All right, 32 years of age for Yuri Prochazka, 35 for Khalil Rountree. Prochazka 6'3", Rountree 6'1". Prochazka weighed in at 206, Rountree 205. Prochazka 80-inch reach advantage, Rountree 76.5. This is the banger fight, the feature fight of the night. This sets up things for the 2 title fights coming up. But folks, let me tell you something. Joe Pyfer and Yusuf Zalal have done a good job of prepping us, man, for the big fights. So hopefully this isn't a dud. I think it's going to deliver. And now, remember, Carlos Ulberg's in the audience. He beat Dominic Reyes last week in Perth, Australia. He says he's next for the winner of the main event, Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. So if one of these can make a statement, who knows if they run interference on Carlos Ulberg. Now, remember, Pereira's beaten Yuri twice and Rountree once. So Rountree probably prefers Pereira wins. No, Ankalaev wins. Because Pereira might say, I've beaten those 2. Give me Ulberg. And Yuri for sure wants Ankalaev to win because he's lost twice to Pereira. But none of it matters if you go to a decision. You got to have some sort of a statement finish and then give the matchmaker something to think about. I think Ulberg had a big win over Reyes. I don't think it was an emphatic win. I don't think it was like the most exciting fight. And then Ulberg on the mic, yeah, pretty good. Seems to be like an interesting guy, but
We did take Khalil, right?
we did.
Plus 160.
All right, here we go, folks. The featured bout of the night. This is UFC 320, and this is the MMA Junkie 320 watch along. They touch gloves. You guys know who's who, but if you don't, Rountree's in the blue corner. That means he's got blue tape on his wrists, and he's got the white and dark gray or blue, I can't tell, tights, and Yuri Prochazka, red tape on his wrist. He's coming out of the red corner. He's wearing red trunks. Prochazka's fighting out of the orthodox stance, and Khalil Rountree out of the southpaw stance. Look at their outer feet right there. They're always trying to get the outside. They're touching gloves. Both guys want to deliver that straight right to each other's face.
Mm-hmm.
That outer foot helps set that up.
John Wood guaranteed we would have an oh shit moment at some point in this fight.
We should have told him, if not, cracked egg on you. Mark Smith is the third man in the octagon. Prochazka looked like he kicked him low, but it didn't matter. Rountree came over the top with a big right. It wowed the crowd, but it didn't really land. Mark Smith intervened just to make sure that everything's okay. Yep, everything's okay. We're at 3:30 left here in round one. A kick to the head misses for Prochazka. They're just sizing each other up. Prochazka switching stance. He switches back to orthodox. Kick to the body's blocked by Rountree. Rountree explodes, misses. Yuri can cover a lot of ground with those long legs and the way he bounces on his feet. He's not easy to hit. Oh, Rountree looked like he landed a left, but Yuri's okay. Rountree then misses with the left.
Yuri's a lot more patient than I thought he would be in this fight.
Hey, doesn't Mark Smith almost look like it's Byron Scott from the Lakers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little slippery in there, too. I've seen Yuri Prochazka's right foot keeps slipping a little. I don't know if it's that Monster Energy logo or what. Kick to the body by Rountree, right on the side of the liver, too.
Khalil reminds me of Hagler, his face.
Yeah.
He got hit right in where he's got that scar tissue on his nose.
Rountree just had two really nice kicks, one to the inside thigh of Prochazka, one to the outer calf. Just over 2 minutes left here in round one. They keep touching hands, the jab hand, trying to gauge when they can get off. Rountree's the only one that's really thrown the big punches. The reason I'm telling you that is because obviously after 5 minutes, someone gets a 10 and someone gets a 9, and Prochazka hasn't done much. Okay, Yuri just threw a nice overhand left. Maybe he was waiting for a certain mark. He just jumped straight up. Oh, big left lands for Rountree. Prochazka almost gives him props. And now Rountree just exploded again with a nice 1-2. Prochazka's looking at him like, all right. Prochazka was just starting to explode. He just went to the head. Looked like Rountree either blocked it or it didn't do much. Prochazka just slipped again, goes.
That kick he threw, is there something wrong with his leg or what?
I don't know.
I don't know that he's slipping. I think his leg might
be compromised. Oh, head kick by Rountree. Some of it got through because Yuri's head rocked back. A jab lands for Prochazka. Prochazka at times looks like he's doing the running man, or he wants to box, or he's doing Dance Dance USA at the arcade. When he does explode, his strikes are pretty lethal, but they're not really landing. And Rountree is really, really cocked, loaded, and he just seems to be protect his head. You know, it looks like it's hard to get a shot in on him. Oh, Rountree just landed a nice series of punches. And see, Prochazka's just jumping around like a Mexican bean, and he's taunting him, sticking his head out. And I think that's just because I definitely don't think it's a strategy. I think he's trying to sell it, or I think it's silly.
It was a weird first round. I think it's 10-9 Khalil though.
Oh yeah, I mean Rountree just connected on you, and you're sticking your head out there like what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm surprised Khalil didn't make him pay for that.
Now
That was a brilliant first round, Goze, in my opinion, for Rountree.
Now Khalil Rountree's minus 235. Remember, he was the underdog on this fight.
And he didn't look like he wasted much energy at all. Like I say, his defense is tight and his offense is really, really nice. Whereas Yuri's just jumping around. I get it. I get that's the style. I get that that's what helped him get to a world title. But look at that. Him being so wild. He jumps straight up with both knees. He gets a hold like a collar tie on Khalil. But before he can do anything, he's the one that's tasting leather because he's got no defense.
He had this video game combo that he threw. There it is. Man, Rountree can be a scary cat sometimes.
Yeah, he is. Doesn't look like Rountree would be like the perfect bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would just handle business, but not get you sued or in trouble or anything. Look at that. Look at the way he throws. That was a nice 1-2 by Rountree. They're like half hooks, half straight punches.
If I'm Yuri, I throw a head kick straight down the middle. You got to keep this guy at bay.
Overhand left lands for a Rountree. A punch to the chest? Yeah, by Rountree. It looked like he might have clipped the bottom of his chin.
That spinning elbow he threw earlier was nasty too. You might want to revisit that, especially with how aggressive Khalil Rountree's been.
I think everyone's in agreement with the 10-9, at least according to the scores that are coming in. There's 4-10 left here in round 2. Yuri's still bouncing around. Hasn't really landed much of an attack. He goes with a scoop punch, which is kind of like a half uppercut, half hook. It missed. Frank Mir put a few of those on Czech Congo back in 2009. They both tried to kick high, and they collided legs. Rountree with a punch to the chest again. Rountree with a kick to the thigh. Oh, big overhand right lands for Rountree. And so Yuri kind of almost tells him, here's a clean shot at another one. Like he's trying to taunt him. But I don't know that that's a good, smart defense, honestly.
Yuri's got to figure out what he wants to do here. Slipped again.
308, 307, 306, 305 left here in round 2. It's Rountree that's pushing the action. Now, Yuri's not jumping around as much. I'm still watching for what you said, Goes. Could he have injured himself? Is that why he's slipping? But he seems to be moving pretty well.
Because Rountree's not slipping.
Right. Here's another thing about Yuri. God, and it sounds like I'm clowning on him. I'm trying not to. He just threw a head kick, and then he just throws an overhand right. But what he didn't do was step into it. Had it landed, it wouldn't have done much. And so some of these unorthodox moves aren't complete power moves. Look at Khalil. Everything he's throwing, it comes from the heel, through the leg, through the hip, shoulder, arm, everything. Khalil Rountree slowly becoming one of my favorite fighters, Goes.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely fun to watch. I think right now Khalil is playing a little bit into Yuri's hands, and you could tell Yuri bouncing around. This is what he wants him to do, but Yuri hasn't capitalized on it.
My 3 favorite fighters at the moment, aside from the traditional legends, are in no particular order: Khalil Rountree, Mario Batista, and Carlos Prochazka. I'm just enjoying the way they fight. Maybe not the Bautista Aldo fight was too exciting. No, but 50 significant strikes per round in New Jersey against Patrick Mix was very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's very humble.
Prochazka,
Yuri's still kind of taunting Rountree.
he needs to throw more feints.
Maybe he's trying to get Khalil to just be undisciplined and be wild.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do.
But Khalil's just very, very disciplined. Everything he's doing, he keeps his hands close to his face. Now, Khalil does seem to be slowing down just a little bit with 45 seconds left here in round 2. Yuri just went upstairs. He can get that leg up quick. Rountree just had a nice overhand left. Yuri with a nice jab. 30 seconds left here in round 2. Yuri another jab, but again, he's jumping. He's not sitting on his power. So a lot of them are just arm punches.
This is a lot closer round, but I'm hoping Prochazka doesn't think he's winning it. Khalil Rountree's minus 1,100 now.
I think Rountree's just landing the more effective strikes. Yuri has been busier. Yuri has landed, but he's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
He could be down 2-0.
A little bit of blood coming out of the eye of Khalil Rountree now. Right above the eyebrow, it seems like.
Okay, they're controlling Rountree's breathing. Throw a check jab, he's telling him.
That's Coach John Wood, who will be right back out here again when Merab Dvalishvili fights.
He's asking for 3 punch combos. He says, it'll get there. Trust me. Now, similar to the live odds Goze quoted, we're using BetMGM, right, Goze? Here, they're showing minus 810 and plus 500.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the bookies are just convinced that this guy's won 2 rounds to nothing. Yuri would need a stoppage here. They didn't go into his corner, so I can't tell you what his corner told him. Crowd's picking it up a little bit. They touch gloves. Yuri's bouncing around. Oh, nice shot by Rountree right on the chin. I think Yuri felt it. See, Yuri just jumping up and not doing anything is weird. Now, if he was up 2-0, he's styling on him, I guess. But every time he's done it, Rountree's met him with some fists right on the head. Somewhere on the head. It hasn't gone well for him. The head movement's nice right now, though. Rountree just missed a couple times. And then he just reached with a jab, did Yuri, right now. USA chant coming out. Oh, Rountree just hit him with an overhand left. You see, Yuri just chases him, and then Rountree keeps composed, and he's on the button. Oh man, now Yuri's trying to basically say, I'm disrespecting your power because he's getting hit, but he's walking right through it. So he's making Khalil work for sure. There's still 3:43 left here in round 5. This kind of pace could tire out Khalil Rountree, and it doesn't seem to be bothering Yuri one bit. Now Yuri's playing up to the crowd because he's basically saying, go ahead and hit me. It doesn't do nothing. Oh, and now Yuri connects with 3 punches. Rountree does look like he's hurt a little bit. He's backing up, but Yuri's letting him off the hook a little bit. If I'm Rountree, I think I might want to tie him up, man. Because Rountree looks like he's losing a little bit of steam, Goze, and Yuri's just hitting him and hitting him. But now Yuri's trying to uppercut punch him, kind of like a hockey collar tie. Rountree's tired. There's 2:57 left here in round 3, and Yuri's got him by the back of the head, and he's throwing elbows and forearms. Now he's got him up against the cage. He throws a knee. Wow, Yuri's closing really strong here. Every so often, Rountree's answering with some power punches. Now Yuri's got him in a Muay Thai plum.
Oof.
but he's really wild.
Khalil should maybe shoot in on him or something.
Yeah, because I think Khalil's up 2-0, but this could get in the 10-8 area. Now Rountree's got a hold of his head. There's 2:23 left here in round 3. At least he stopped the onslaught. I think Yuri's going to get out of it, and he does. Oh, nice forearm there by Rountree. But Yuri does have one hell of a chin, man, because he walked through a lot of punches. He just kept coming forward while taunting Rountree.
This is
Spinning
great.
back elbow for Yuri Prochazka. 2 minutes left here in round 3. Oh, Rountree's face. Oh, Rountree's knocked out. He's over. Prochazka wins.
Whoa.
Fuck, respect, man. Respect, because he was just getting outclassed. And Rountree's face is pretty messed up. Holy cow, Goze.
He dragged him into his game. That's what he tried to do from the get-go, and it finally happened in round 3.
His cardio is amazing. He's not even breathing hard. And I think Rountree just started to tire. Wow, that sucks, man.
Can't fight at that pace, like not like that.
I think you got to resort to some wrestling, right? At some point. I mean,
Yeah.
he did tie him up for a while, but when that guy just wouldn't stop coming forward, he needed to clinch him, try a takedown, anything, because out in the open, that guy was just getting stronger and stronger, and the fans are going nuts right now. Props to Yuri, because he got hit with some shit too. Oh, nice shot to the stomach with a kick. And here comes some punches, a sequence of punches. See, Rountree's throwing back, but Rountree's not all there. And Yuri was just getting the best of those exchanges.
My month would have been over if I would have gotten hit with that kick to the belly, by the way. That would have been Chipotle
That
all over
right
that map.
there on the money. He didn't even need to do a follow-up. That left. Mark Smith, great refereeing, got in there just in time. What an exciting comeback fight, man.
Everybody's face, look at that.
Great fight, but I'm so bummed for Khalil because he was up for 2-0. Looked like he was in control. All he needed to do was survive 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, this guy just, wow, that was amazing.
What do you do with him now? This is insane.
Well, if Ankalaev holds on to the title, then he's got a shot there. That was a title-winning performance. I mean, I know Olberg handled his business too. He won, he finished. I get it, but sometimes it's recency bias. This is a much bigger card. The opponent was much more game. This is a former champ. We'll see, man. Now the UFC's got options. You know, we often do comeback of the year for awards, not just us, but the different websites. And that can be a comeback in a fight, a comeback in a career, a comeback from some sort of a layoff, like an injury. This was one hell of a comeback, Goze.
Big time. He just looks so focused and dialed in, like there was just going to be no other alternative. It was just a matter of time. Probably made a lot of new fans too.
To what?
Me?
No.
Oh.
Give me 10 seconds, Goze, for a station identification. Tell them what station they're listening to.
You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio. We used to do that back in the day. MMA every day. Joe Rogan's interviewing Yuri right now. When Khalil Rountree loses, man, he takes some vicious shots. You might not be the same after some of those beatings. I think what this fight came down to, for those of you who weren't watching, He just dragged Khalil Rountree into his game. It was Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Is this the card of the year?
It's getting there, yeah. I wouldn't say Khalil Rountree didn't focus on his cardio or anything like that. I just think he took too many shots. Like, you're gonna get tired from doing that. He threw a lot and he got hit a lot.
Folks, let me just say something. On Monday's Spinning Backclick show, every Monday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We start early for the next two shows, but noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I told everyone this card is on paper is a 9, and the guys disagreed with me. I think I heard 6, 8, 7. But man, I really liked it on paper. It didn't take much from me to get to a 10, and it's very close. And we haven't even had the title fights yet.
Mm-hmm. This division's getting a little fun again. Used to be the marquee division back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, who would you give it to now that you know the results? Olberg or
Olberg.
Prochazka?
Still Olberg. You? I mean, well, first of all, who's champ?
Wait, what's Olberg doing? Oh, I thought he was walking towards the cage. Yeah, okay. If Ankalaev wins, no, let me start with Pereira. If he wins, give it to Olberg because he already beat Prochazka twice. If Ankalaev wins, maybe this guy, man. Maybe this guy.
What do you tell Olberg, though?
You're young in the sport, and this is a former champ who just beat Khalil Rountree in a very intriguing fight. What a great chin. I mean, Rountree hit him with some good shots, man.
Put some crazy beards on this. How long would it take you to grow one of them beards?
Like who? Yuri?
Like the security.
I have no idea, so I'm gonna say 2 years. I don't know.
2 years?
It could be 6 months. It could be 2 years. I don't know. The Golden Knights are there.
That's their arena. That's
Joanna Jondrejczyk. Matt Hughes. He had a horrible accident with a train. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. AJ Styles. Not bad, right, guys? They kind of made up for the first round of celebs that they had.
Yeah.
Is AJ Styles still wrestling? I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, they're promoting WWE.
This is Crown Jewel.
What's Crown Jewel?
They do that one overseas, right? Coming down to getting close to John Cena's last matchup.
All right, here's Murat Dvalishvili. He's getting ready to come out to defend his UFC bantamweight title. Well, there's Rountree walking in the back, so this was from earlier. There's Coach John Wood. He's got both guys. And there's Corey Sanhagen, who's now with Trevor Whitman. Ooh, okay. Well, who do we got? Sanhagen or Dvalishvili?
It's going to take a lot to get me to pick against Dvalishvili. He's minus 450. Sanhagen is plus 340. But I do think Sanhagen. See, the problem is I can't get out of my head what happened against Nurmagomedov. That wasn't that long ago. And that was domination. But he has some intangibles in this fight where I could see him maybe catching Merab, but I just can't pick against Merab. I'm going Merab. You?
I'm just gonna stick with the underdog theme. I'm gonna go with Sanhagen.
All right.
I'll probably regret it, but like I was talking about the other day, I just always root for the underdog. I root for Tom against Jerry. I root for Yosemite Sam against Bugs Bunny. I root for the Roadrunner. Sorry, the Coyote. So I take a lot of L's in that regard. But I like Dvalishvili. I really do. I think he's a breath of fresh air, a foreign-born fighter who learned English. He does those skits, Mexican Marab. He fights often. And then he's got a little bit of a gangster side to him. You know, he's going after people in the stands. But at the same time, he looks like he's a nice guy and a great friend. I also respect how he gave Aljo all the room in the world to operate. And then when the time was his, he stepped up and did his thing. And then Aljo also said, it's now your turn. He moved up to featherweight. Like, those guys did it the right way. That says something about these guys, you know. And I have not heard behind the scenes, oh, that's just all for show. Marab's an ass. I have never heard that. You ever heard a bad word about Marab?
Never. Anytime we've ever been around him, hell, I was around him last week, and he made sure to shake everybody's hand afterwards. He answers all your questions. He's pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we first started interviewing him, I remember thinking of saying, like, man, he's actually kind of funny, huh? But he didn't know as much English back then.
Mm-hmm. I like his shorts, too. They resemble the Georgian flag. Sanhagen's a fun fighter to cover over the years as well. He lost that real quick submission loss to Aljamain Sterling. And then he got mauled by Nurmagomedov. He lost, I think Peter Yan might have been another one.
There's not very many fighters left where when they're showing highlights, you go back to the pre-uniform era, right?
No, we're down to Venom's probably what, 3 years old? Reebok went about 5 or 7 years. So it's been about 10 years since we started with uniforms.
Like when you see John Jones, Dustin Poirier, you'll get a couple, right?
Yeah, Jim Miller. But yeah, there's not too many of those left.
That spinning back elbow, I think, is something you got to look out for. Or the jumping knee.
And the knee, yeah.
But
so
if
the
you
co-main
miss
event,
those, he'll put you on his ass, on your ass.
Co-main event is about to begin. We got Billy 247 is moderating our chat. Says George chasing tonight. Yeah, there might be some truth to that.
Yeah, he's been doing a phenomenal job helping us out with that. Thank you, Billy.
If Sanhagen wins, how does he win? By KO, right?
Yeah. No way he wins a decision.
All right, I'm gonna do something crazy here.
When you do that, would I be looking in my rear view mirror to see what you're doing? Or would I be looking through the windshield?
What does he mean by that?
Would somebody be chasing?
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna put 10 on the draw. That pays 500. Right? Yeah.
Gotta pay more than that. No? Oh, well, 10. Yeah, okay.
And then Sanhagen by KO in round 1 is 2,500, so I'd pay 250. So I'm gonna do 2 rounds. I'm gonna do round 1 and round 2. Because after that, Sanhagen, if it's not going well, he's gonna get frustrated, and I don't know. I think he'll be dangerous in the first 2 rounds. So I got 10 minutes for Sanhagen to win by
Something vicious.
by KO. Yeah. And if not, then I got to pray for
That
a
pedestal.
draw.
Hmm. Eight wins by knockout.
So Sanhagen's in the octagon. Now we're awaiting the walkout by Merab Dvalishvili. All right, the lights are off. Here comes the walkout. Let me turn it up just a little bit. What is this walkout song? Do you know?
I don't. Pretty cool so far, though.
The lights.
Yeah. Does Dana still have to prove all of them?
I think so. There he is with his glasses. There's John Wood, Ray Longo. Two of the best coaches in the game. Those two ushers that are walking out, or I guess they're Nevada State Athletic Commission officials, to be fair.
Yeah. I think,
They're
isn't that
not the
Adelaide
biggest.
Bird's daughter?
Yeah, they're not the biggest. And I've noticed that when they go to Europe, they got monsters that lead them out. And you can't even touch the fighter. Sounds like can't even see. Well, okay, here's the security, so never mind. I wonder why those officials do come out there.
Probably to
What are
make
they
sure
checking that
everything-
someone's going to slip him a knife that he's going to use later in the fight? I mean, come on.
Because I think they got to be with you at all times, right?
Yeah. You just said hi to Diego Lopez.
Kayla Harris.
Yeah. Saw Kayla there. So those are meta glasses now that I think about it, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they are.
Those
I'm pretty
big
sure
things
because
right there?
I saw them earlier and they look
They're
almost
Oakleys.
identical. And then I see Zuckerberg there, so I'm thinking that was the same thing. But why would they have gone to that camera? Or I guess it's not live. Never mind. Well, with Bluetooth, anything's possible. He's got a 12-fight win streak. It's the longest in UFC bantamweight history. 13-fight win streak overall, meaning he got one. He brought a win over from his last promotion. He's got 3 title defenses. This is going to be number 4 if he's successful. Most takedowns in UFC history. Did I read that right? Or 97? There's some props that they're showing there, but those are courtesy of DraftKings. Slightly different from what I was saying here. They'll show the tail of the tape here in just a second. Joe Rogan's saying, no cold plunge, no red light therapy. This guy just does workouts, stays up till 1 or 2 in the morning. Then when it's time to lose weight, he just stops eating on Tuesday until he makes weight.
He's something else, man.
He's just tough, dude. He's built different. Sanhagen looks confident and ready. He has not buckled down to him all week. In fact, if I was Sanhagen, I'd keep pushing the mind games a little bit because Merab does look like he can get unfocused at times. His feathers can get ruffled. And maybe that's when you can capitalize and, catch him making a mistake.
This is probably Corey's moment, right? Given that's a large ladder to climb.
4bet in the chat. The fight hasn't started yet, but it's about to. TJ Collins in the chat says, I believe Corey wins.
That's bold.
Space Facts
But at least
says his walkout song is Bonnie Homeland. All right. I liked it.
At least TJ Collins is calling it now. Gotta respect them for that.
All right. Eric Colon, Ben Cartlidge, and Mike Bell are your judges. Mark Goddard is the referee for this fight. So who's doing the main event? Herb Dean or Jason?
I think I see. Looks like Goddard back over there. So I don't know. Probably, I would think.
Probably Herb.
Yeah.
Why did I just blank Jason Herzog? There you go.
Said it now.
No, I said Jason, and I paused. I was like, "What's going on?" I couldn't remember his last name. Any thoughts of adding chat interactivity? Maybe a chat poll to see who wins the current match. Well, we do these basically for the numbered events, right? But I'll write it down. Chat interactivity. Maybe a chat poll to see who wins the current match.
You know what? We do have it. Let me see how this works. How would I do this? Let's see.
So they'd have to click a poll.
Yeah. I just don't know if this comes across on YouTube or.
BTC to the moon says Marav, cardio demon. I agree. Dvalishvili is going to be fighting out of the red corner with red tape on his wrists. He's got the red and white trunks. Out of the blue corner is his opponent, Corey Sanhagen. He's wearing black trunks. All right, we're underway. Round 1 of 5. If they go the distance, Dvalishvili extends his hand. Sanhagen wanted nothing to do with it. Sanhagen's the one pressing the action right now. Dvalishvili backs him up. Sanhagen kicks to the body. They both fight out of the orthodox stance, meaning their power hand is the right hand, their left hand is the jab hand, at least right now. I'm sure they'll switch back and forth, especially Sanhagen, who's a pretty smooth kickboxer. Nice jab there by Corey Sanhagen. Oh, so Merab was chasing him, and he kind of walked into a hook, but he's okay. Corey's throwing some nice leg kicks. See, Merab, sometimes I get scared he loves his hand so much, and he does kind of tend to chase. He just got popped a little bit in the chin by Sanhagen. Sanhagen looks really smooth so far, really crisp. In fact, once again, Merab walks into a little bit of a hook.
Yeah, nice timing.
Overhand right there lands for Sanhagen, and he finishes off that combo with a kick. He's looking really smooth, really polished. Rogan just said so technical, and he's right. We're at 337, 336, and 335 left in round 1. And right away, you can tell Sanhagen looks good. Now, to be fair, Merab hasn't really started in yet with the wrestling and the grind. And he just grabbed the single, let it go. Now they're standing again in the center of the octagon. Sanhagen attempts an uppercut, doesn't land. An outside leg kick, that doesn't land either. 3:15 left in round 1. Dvalishvili just landed a couple punches to the head. Now he's trying to grab a single, and he's unsuccessful. He's trying to get a body lock to put him down, but Sanhagen's doing a good job of blocking it. Now they're up against the cage. Merab is pushing Sanhagen up against the fence. We're at 352, 351, and 350. Sanhagen's kind of like pitter punching Dvalishvili. Dvalishvili's doing every trick in the book to try and get him down, using just power and leverage. Almost tried to trip him, but Sanhagen's got good balance. 236, 235 left in round 1. Sanhagen's got an overhook on one arm. He was trying to get an underhook, but Merab's sticking to him. He's got his hands locked around his body. Can't seem to get him down, though.
This is
nice
fight.
Nice takedown by Merab, but Sanhagen just got back up. Goes halfway through round 1. What do you like out of both guys?
I like the timing on Corey Sanhagen. Merab, I like that he hasn't gotten sloppy just about yet. I think he realized that Corey may be a little bit more of a threat than he thought, and I think he's going to make the adjustments. He looks a little bit more disciplined now.
Oh, and now Sanhagen just landed 2 really nice right hands. He's long and wiry strong.
Mm-hmm.
He looks skinny. You could go, oh, he's skinny, but he also looks like he's just lean muscle, you know? And he knows how to sit on his punches and throw them well. Merab just threw a wild right that missed, and Sanhagen looked like a boss the way he avoided it. Sanhagen switching stances here. Sanhagen picking his opportunities to explode. He's very similar to Khalil Rountree, really tight defense, not easy to hit, and when he needs to strike, he does. But here's
on his takedowns, though.
Here's the thing, Goze, is this is a 25-round fight. How much fuel is Sanhagen using to defend these takedowns, to win the round? He's got to be on point. Merab can be a little sloppy and still get away with wins, but the opponents have to be on point because Merab will make you pay in so many ways. I would open up if I'm Sanhagen now, because even if I get taken down, I don't think Merab can do that much with 30-some seconds left. There's 33, 32, 31, and 30 left. And Sanhagen's kind of like jabbing and then moving back, almost like lulling maybe Merab in to throw a knee. Who knows? Merab just landed on a nice hook. But Sanhagen comes right back
Oof.
with some nice shots. Merab just doesn't have the reach to get to Sanhagen. Sanhagen uses his length very, very well. I think it's going to be 10-9 Sanhagen.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think he did enough to win the round.
Nice inside leg kick by Sanhagen. They still stare at each other. Merab's smiling. See, that's the thing. Okay, how much of the gas tank did he expel? Is he calm? Is he confident?
I'm gonna try and trigger this poll. Right, it's on the main event. Let's see if this works here. That pop up for you?
Sorry. Oh, wait. Let me go to the other one. No.
No?
Where am I looking?
On the right hand side of YouTube.
Oh, sorry. The right hand side of YouTube.
Might have gone away by now.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's worked because there's already.
Folks, if you guys could hit the like button, that thumbs up, that would be great. Round 2 is about to start. Thank you all for tuning in to the UFC 320 watch along here on MMA Junkie. I'm George, and that's Goze. We're the MMA Junkie Radio hosts. We're also on the Spinning Back Click show every Monday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You should tune in. It's a great live show, and you can always watch it on replay as well if you don't catch it live. It's every Monday, like I said. 10-9 Sanhagen are the scores coming in. No one's really arguing it, but Merab's getting to the wrestling. He's got a hold of a single, and Sanhagen's not dropping elbows or punches. He's just kind of like palming him, trying to frustrate him, but he's also preventing the takedown from happening, and I wonder if that's frustrating Merab.
I think it is.
Okay, now Merab, almost got him down, but Sanhagen still managed to stay up. Remember, Sanhagen said Umar's wrestling's better than Dvalishvili. Now, he's gotten Sanhagen down twice, but Sanhagen's just popped right back up. On live bet, Dvalishvili's still a favorite. So even though he's down probably 10-9, the odds makers are confident that this is his fight to lose. Sanhagen goes up top with a kick. It's blocked by Dvalishvili. Then he kicks him in the leg.
Merab looks a little bit more concerned, though, in this fight than he has in other fights.
I agree. Sanhagen looks confident. But, just one fight ago, Rountree was confident as hell before that third round started. And look how that turned. Okay, now Dvalishvili's landed a couple punches. And he's hurt Sanhagen a little bit. Sanhagen's against the fence. He's rocked. Dvalishvili's really, really going off on him. The fans are blowing up. Now there's some ground and pound. Goddard's taking a look, but Sanhagen's now back up to his feet. 3:02, 3:01, 3 minutes left here in round 2. Crowd is on their feet. Sanhagen's back to his feet, but he's hurt. It was a sequence of about 20 punches where Dvalishvili was just relentless. Now he's gotten Sanhagen to the ground. And now Sanhagen's back up to his feet. But now you can tell there's going to be some wear and tear on him.
Mm-hmm. He took some good shots, man.
And Merab's now got him up against the fence. They're both standing. He's got his back. And Merab's just kneeing him. And from time to time, he's sneaking up some punches. And now he slips from under him and drags him down via trip. Very slick move. Now they're back up to their feet. Just over 2 minutes left here in round 2, and Merab drags him down again, but Corey gets back up. Corey sneaks in an elbow, doesn't do much. Merab still just has his arms around Corey Sanhagen, and he basically picks him up and throws him down. Every time he gets up, he throws him right back down. And it looks like that's just demoralizing Sanhagen, but he can't seem to get a hook in time because Sanhagen gets up quickly. Now we're at 137, 136, and 135 of round 2. We're not in 10-8 territory, Goze, or are we? I mean, he did land some punches, but I don't see any damage being worn by Sanhagen.
Yeah, that's
But
the
it has
thing.
been pretty much all this round.
We're getting pretty close if we're not.
Well, if I'm going to hit my draw, I'm going to need a 10-8 somewhere. Okay, Sanhagen seems to have survived, but he's on his back, and Merab's on top. Now Merab's inside of his guard. 106, 105, 104 left in round 2. Sanhagen's on the bottom, kind of throwing elbows to the top of the dome of Merab. I don't know that he's got much on him or he's doing much with it. Merab Dvalishvili is really trying to clear the legs, but Sanhagen doing a good job of keeping him there. Merab's trying to get, Sanhagen's trying to get up. Merab's standing behind him with his arms draped around him. He drags him down again. Sanhagen gets up. Now Merab's probably going to drag him down again. 33, 32, 31, and 30 left in round 2. They're up against the cage. They're standing. Merab, nope, he doesn't get him down.
George, I'm going to say something that might be the dumbest thing I've ever said. So check me if it is. Did Merab exert a lot of energy in this round? And can that be a factor?
No, he did. And most fighters, it would be a factor, but Merab's amazing. The cardio is endless. So, and now Merab's playing up to the crowd. He knows he banked the round. Let's see what Sanhagen's face is like. It's not marked up. He survived, but he did take some damage. He did get lit up.
I would lean towards they wouldn't get scored at, thank you. It wouldn't get scored at 10-8. Had all that happened closer to the end of the round, I think a judge would be more inclined to do that. But because it happened earlier in the round and things kind of cooled off, I don't think they'll do that. I'm going to try and fire, George. I'm going to try and fire up that poll again and just see if you see it, all right?
Okay, so I need to watch on YouTube, right?
Yep. Ready?
Yeah.
They're trying to fire up Sanhagen.
I've locked the chat. I don't see it. No.
All right. Well, people are voting on it, so I don't know where it's.
Okay. Thank you to everyone that's tuning in, and thank you to everyone that's hit that like button in the last couple minutes. We really, really appreciate it. It's some algorithm thing that I shouldn't say I could care less about. I just don't understand it, but I'm just told to say it, and it helps get us in front of more eyeballs. Round 3 is underway. Well, it's either 1919 or maybe there was 110-8 in there somewhere. I don't know, because Merab was pretty dominant, man. That was a lot of takedowns. And he had like a 10, 12 punch sequence that hurt Corey Sanhagen too. Now, he didn't bruise him up. He didn't welt him up much. He didn't make him bleed, but he still put it on him. Joe Rogan says it was close to being called. I don't know about that, but maybe.
It could
A
have
lot
been.
of unanswered blows. Okay, and here goes Merab again. He's got him wrapped around the body, man. This is going to be tough. He's got to break that grip, and he's doing it. Now, in the meantime, you'll eat some knees, but what do you care? It's better than getting ragdolled every 10 seconds and thrown to the ground. I see a 10-8 from Aaron Bronstetter, noted MMA media. I see another 10-8 coming in. Okay. Maybe it's in play.
Well, remember, they're supposed to be a little bit more lenient with that 10-8 as well.
Right. Merab lets it go, and he does sneak in a punch before they break up, but Sanhagen's right back, standing in front of him. I think he's a little closer than he was, and I think he's within Merab's reach. Almost like DDP and Hamzat. He needs to gauge that distance a little bit better. I thought he gauged it better in round 1. Corey's really concentrating on hitting Merab in the stomach. Dvalishvili just basically counters every time Corey throws something. They're still standing.
Corey seems to have a little bit more respect for the striking of Merab now than he did early on in the fight.
True. A lot of striking going on, and there he goes. Merab grabs the leg. Now he grabs him around the body, and here we go again. They're up against the octagon, and now it's a race. Will he get him to the ground before Sanhagen can break that grip? Who knows? There's 2:40 left here in round 3. They're saying 10-8 for Merab in round 2, 10-9 for Corey in round 1, or maybe it's 10-9, 10-9, and it's 19-19. This round so far probably going to Merab, but it's close still, and there's 2:25, 2:24, 2:23 left in round 3. Both standing. Merab picking his spots. Merab throws a wild right that misses. Merab switches stance. Corey kicks Merab in the head. Doesn't get much on it, though. Merab just kind of laughs it off. Linear kick there by Corey Sanhagen. But Merab slowly stalking him to get him up against the fence, and sure enough, he's successful. 140 left in round 3. He's got a hold of a single. He's trying to drag him to the ground. Sanhagen hopping on one leg, and now he does get taken down, but Sanhagen immediately gets up, but in doing so, he gives his back, and now Merab Dvalishvili's got his arms wrapped around Sanhagen. Let's see if he drags him back down. Sanhagen fighting the hands, and he's free. They're back in the center of the octagon. And Sanhagen's now putting Merab up against the fence with strikes. Oh, got a nice piece of Merab's chin there.
Back them up a little bit.
Merab plays with fire, man, when he strikes for too long.
Yeah. I'd like to see Corey try and time a knee for when Merab shoots.
It's like he heard us because now Merab grabbed the single and now tripped him. And Sanhagen gets back up. How many times do you think Sanhagen's gone to the ground? At least 10 or 12?
Yeah, at least, dude.
Here's a significant strike count. Sanhagen 24-15 in round 1. Merab 40-5 in round 2. And in round 3, with 30 seconds left, Dvalishvili's got 16, and Sanhagen looked like he had 9. This is going to be a Dvalishvili round. Oh, man. He just held on to that single and eventually threw him down. That can't be fun to just keep getting thrown down like that. Like you don't even belong in there. All right. So this round's over. That's a 10-9 for me for Merab.
Yeah.
And if round 2 was a 10-8, he basically has 29 and Corey Sanhagen would have 27. Sanhagen's corner is telling him trust, pushing him back. Didn't Sanhagen say at one point he might even try and take Merab down?
Mm-hmm.
That might be interesting to just see how that would go. I mean, the way Zalal threw down Emmett, and Emmett's wrestled since he was in high school. Now, Sanhagen does not look broken. In the Umar and Magomedov, he looked like he was just really, really distraught. Round 3 is about to begin, and here we go. So Sanhagen really wanted the center of the octagon. Remember, the coach told him, Trevor Whitman, to push back towards Dvalishvili. Instead, he slowly retreats. And I think Merab smells it, and that's when he goes for the single. Now, remember, if there was a 10-8, folks, and Sanhagen wins the next 2 rounds, then this fight's a draw. So now Sanhagen would need a 10-8 himself or a finish. "25 takedown attempts by Merab Dvalishvili. And now Dvalishvili gets a hold of a leg, gets him down. Right up again is Corey Sanhagen. Now,
Cejudo
Cejudo didn't give a 10-8 at all. He says it's 29-28 for Merab Dvalishvili. They're up against the fence. Merab sneaking a couple punches in. Basically, he's got his hands clenched around Sanhagen's waist. Sanhagen's trying to break the grip. Fans are starting to boo a little. A knee by Merab Dvalishvili and then a left hook by Dvalishvili. They're now in the center of the octagon. 3:20 left here in round 4. Sanhagen just landed a couple nice jabs.
He needs to do more of that.
Oh,
he's got to keep him at
nice
distance.
shot to the body by Sanhagen. I agree, Goze. It seems like every time he does it, at least he makes Merab almost rethink whatever it is he's going to do. He's got to reset it, you know?
Yeah, Merab's just too comfortable once he gets in there.
But I think you got to follow up this jab with some power punches because you need to make an attempt to finish this fight. Otherwise, you're probably going to lose either a draw or maybe a decision. Now, if it was only a 10-9 and Sanhagen were to win these next few rounds, Sanhagen could be champ. But if that was a 10-8, like a lot of people are saying it was, round 2, then you're just looking at a draw. It's not a loss, but you don't go home with the title.
Mm-hmm.
Now Dvalishvili goes from having a single to wrapping his arms around Sanhagen's waist. Fans are really booing now. 2 minutes left here in round 4. Sanhagen trying to break the grip. Meanwhile, Dvalishvili keeps kneeing the butt, the hamstrings of Corey Sanhagen.
Merab doesn't even look like he's breathing heavy, dude.
Sanhagen almost took Merab's back, but he couldn't turn the corner. Now they're standing in front of each other with 140 left here in round 4. Has anyone really tried to kick Merab's legs, maybe to try and slow him down that way?
They're just afraid of him catching your leg.
Yeah. Oh, nice right hand by Sanhagen, but Merab ate it like a champ that he is. Sanhagen going back to the body. Now he does the jumping knee. It misses. The crowd does ooh and ah. He throws another uppercut. He's slowly starting to win the round, goes Sanhagen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's there yet.
Win the round and win a little bit of respect back as well.
Yeah. Now Sanhagen threatened like he wanted to get a takedown. And now, oh, nice hip toss by Merab. And now he's attacking the neck of Corey Sanhagen with 26 seconds left in round 4. The crowd's getting pumped. Thumbs up from Sanhagen. 18 seconds left. They're both kind of catching their breath here a little bit. But Merab is definitely trying to work on a choke. Sanhagen's got his thumbs up. And that's the end of the round. They both have some words, but it looks like they're showing respect. I think Dvalishvili just solidified that round, and probably the fight goes. Of course, he could still get knocked out, but I don't think Sanhagen can win by points. I think it's 3-1 with a possible 10-8 in play.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm still contemplating whether I would have given the 10-8. I don't think I would have.
Okay. So Sanhagen does not look broken. He's listening to his instructions. He's not worried about the wrestling. He says, let's go, let's go. I think his home runs, the way he can hit a home run is with a knee with a overhand right. But look at this guy. Merab's just jumping around, playing with the crowd. He's not exhausted at all. And here they come. Sanhagen's looking to catch him with some hooks. He's slipping around there on the octagon. Merab's throwing wild punches that could get countered. He should be careful. Okay, now he grabs a single. And now he grabs him around the body. But this time he tripped him before they could even get to the cage. That said, Sanhagen's about to get up.
Insane, man.
4:25 left in round 1. Sorry, in round 5. Arms still around Sanhagen's waist. Sanhagen trying to break the grip. And he does. And he told his corner he really wasn't too worried about it. The only problem is it does take up time. And now we're down to 4:05, 4:04, 4:03 left in round 5 of a fight that we think is 3 rounds to 1. Merab Dvalishvili, he's won rounds 2, 3, and 4. And there's an argument to be made that he might have won round 2, 10-8. Sanhagen clearly won round 1. So even Sanhagen winning round 5 won't do much. He needs a finish. Merab with a nice 1-2. Merab lands another punch, and that leads to a takedown. Sanhagen gets right back up. Merab's maybe going to attack the head with a choke. Sanhagen's on one knee. Dvalishvili, nope. Looks like they're going to get back up. Dvalishvili sneaks in a punch there. Now they're standing in the open. Spinning back kick by Sanhagen lands right to the body, too. Similar to like Jones and Miocic.
Yeah.
But Jones had a lot more pop on his. Merab goes in for a single, lets it go, has his hands locked around Sanhagen's waist. Now he drags him to the ground. Sanhagen gets up. Sanhagen's trying to roll. Create a scramble here.
Man, you know what's crazy is think about how helpless Corey felt against Magomedov, and just to kind of have this happen again.
What is happening here?
His arm's stuck underneath him.
Does he want to attack Dvalishvili's leg? So they're on the ground. Oh, yeah, he does want to get the leg, but he doesn't. Dvalishvili's out. 206, 205. Both guys have plenty of gas left in the tank. Sanhagen's not giving up. He just tried a jumping knee that missed. Oh, nice right hand lands for Sanhagen. Another right hand lands for Sanhagen. Dvalishvili answers with a left hook. Dvalishvili still punching. Electing not to wrestle here.
Corey has not backed off, though, man.
He sure hasn't. If this was 2-2, this would be a compelling finish to the end. But now Merab just got a takedown in the middle of the octagon. He's in Sanhagen's guard. If he can suck up these last 80 seconds, he'll probably win this round and the fight, or at least just not lose the fight, because, again, I think he's up 3-1. So even if Sanhagen won this round, I don't think it'll matter.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just taking a lot of weapons away from Sanhagen. He's got him on the ground. He's not nowhere near the fence. And now we're down to 1 minute left here in round 5. Sanhagen maybe looks like he's going to try a Kimura, or no? He's trying to just get up. And Merab just on top of him. Now he's grabbing his neck. 40 seconds left here in round 5. It was a game effort by Corey Sanhagen, but he's going to come up short. And Merab just keeps adding to the lore, man.
It's so crazy because Corey Sanhagen's a good fighter, right? He's a solid fighter, but this is what Merab does to people.
He sure does. And he just dragged him down, picked him up, tried to throw him down again. And now he's just swinging. Corey swung back. And now they're pointing to the ground.
This is insane.
Does Morav want some of this? Wheel kick misses for Sanhagen. I think Dvalishvili just says, nah, we're good. Throws his hands up. I think Dvalishvili knows he's defended his title. And honestly, he did use wrestling goes, but he made it exciting.
He struck with him too, yeah. Zuckerberg is like Commodus or some shit, huh?
Yeah. I think a lot of these pro athletes, it's good to have a rich billionaire friend. Because I could see that guy really likes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Zuckerberg. I could really see him, if you get in his rotation, man, why don't you come down here for the weekend and let's do 6 hours of instruction on a Saturday and a Sunday, and you go home with a big check.
I'll send the jet.
Yep. Why would you not want a friend like that? So look, man, I know Morav, we think of wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but Homeboy's hands are getting better and his chin holds up. He just beat a very polished kickboxer, man. And it was relentless too. And how can you hate on a guy that's already said, if I win here and I'm not injured, I want to fight in December to fight 4 times, 4 title defenses in 1 year. Remember, in January, UFC 311, he won there. That was the Umar Nurmagomedov fight. And then I can't remember what UFC it was, but he beats Sean O'Malley in the rematch. Now he's probably about to beat Corey Sanhagen. And then after that, I don't know if it'll be Petr Yan or I don't think it'll be Mario Batista or Umar Nurmagomedov because Umar Nurmagomedov fought earlier in the year. And anyway, that fight's in late October. I don't know if there'd be enough turnaround time. Whereas Petr Yan beat Marcus McGee, what, about 2 months ago? He's had plenty of time, and Morav's been saying his name.
We always have to assume that Morav is 100% too after a fight, right?
Here are the scores. 49-45. 49-45. 49-46. 2 judges, all 3 judges had it 4-1, and 2 of them had a 10-8. Who's Roper from the Dragon goes? Enter the Dragon.
Where'd you see that?
Dan Tom. He's real good with the pop culture references.
Uh-huh.
I think Big Jim was asking about Bruce's jacket, the green one.
Oh,
Look, he's not even breathing hard, goes.
that's crazy, dude.
Joe basically praised him about his cardio and he's getting better. And he goes, yes, Joe, I'm basically a machine. Says I train hard.
There's times where I go up the stairs and I'm more winded than this dude.
Man, what a run. I think, Goes, I'm ready to say he might have just passed Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Because Dominic Cruz had 3 UFC title defenses. Morav has 4 title defenses. But Dominic Cruz had 2 in the WEC that I like to count. So I feel like he's got a 5-4 lead.
Mm-hmm.
But Morav's on a 14-fight win streak, 13 straight in the UFC. And so he stacked a lot of bodies before he even got to the title. Well, here, let me pull up his record. I wonder if he's going to call for a fight in December. So he's beaten O'Malley, Sanhagen, Umar Nurmagomedov, O'Malley, Cejudo, Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes, Cody
Jesus.
Stamen, John Dodson, Gustavo Lopez, Casey Kenny, Brad Katona, and Terrion Ware. He lost to Frankie Saenz and Ricky Simone. Peter Yan looked good as far as who's next. He wants to fight in December, make a quick turnaround. So Joe Rogan saying you're so dominant, it's hard to get excited about who could beat you. He's giving a shout out to Aljamain Sterling. All right. Well, he says Peter Yan, if he's available. He's saying, hey, everyone's beautiful. Everyone's obviously a champion, not just me. He's giving props to his team, his coaches. He's pretty special, Goze.
He is, dude.
There's something to be said for that relentless pace and the way he just ragdolls you.
We got one fight left. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Ankalaev's minus 275. George Pereira plus 210. How you feeling?
Look at Marab dancing right now. Holy cow. All right, Goze. So I'm gonna go with Pereira. I'm just sticking with the underdogs. Yes, I'm chasing, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to go with Ankalaev. The results of the poll, 61% of you thought Ankalaev was going to win.
This guy's got so much energy.
And by the way, one of the guys that helps us put this all together is going to work a little bit on the poll and making it a little bit easier for next time. So good suggestion, whoever had that in the chat. If there's anything else you want to see in a future watch along.
Oh, look at
out.
Puka Nakua goes from the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good wide receiver. Him and his team didn't have enough for the Niners on Thursday, but okay. Let's see here. Let me go over my fluid thoughts by Dan Tom. I was reading that earlier. See if he's got our colleague, our fight analyst, Dan Tom. He'll do his written pieces, and in his written pieces, he has hunches for prop bets. Let's see what he wrote for Pereira. He does like Poatan to win. Ends in KO. So that means either side. Poatan plus 220. Okay. All right, let's see here. It has not been a good day of college football, that's for sure. But we still got the pros tomorrow. so I don't want to dig myself in a big hole. Fighting props. Pereira by KO round 1. No, he was so reluctant to throw. Round 2 or round 3 is tempting. Okay, I'm gonna do Pereira here.
One more fight to go. If you guys don't mind sharing on social media, that always helps us a bunch. Like, subscribe. Means the world to us.
Pereira by KO in round 2 pays 1,200. So 120 off a $10 bet, or 100 pays 1,200. And then round 3 it goes up to 1,600. If Pereira doesn't finish him by then, Pereira's gonna lose. How would you rank the card, Goze? 1 to 10.
9.5. You?
Yeah.
If it was a 9 going in, I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not a 10, but the main event has yet to happen. But yeah, on paper, I really liked it. I liked it because I had 2 title fights, 2 deserving challengers were involved in the title fights, and then I really liked when I saw Prochazka and Rountree on paper. I was like, oh, that's money. And then it turns out Zalal and Emmett had a good finish. And then Pyfer, nice comeback for that kid.
mm-hmm.
He did not have a good first round at all.
Kind of had a little bit of everything.
Marshall Branch in the chat room says, if Ankalaev gets Pereira to the ground, do you think AP has a chance, or does he have to keep it on the feet? No, he's got a chance because.
You think so?
Oh, well, I mean, if the question is he gets him down once, I think Pereira can get up. I mean, if he gets him down as many times as Marab did to Sanhagen, I don't think Pereira's got that in him. Sanhagen looked like he was in great shape, and he really, really worked on takedown defense, getting up from a takedown. I don't know how much Pereira puts into that at age 38. He hasn't been in the sport that long. He comes over from kickboxing. But I don't think Ankalaev is as committed to wrestling as Marab is. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it'll matter. But Ankalaev better be careful. He had 12 takedown attempts. I counted at least 4 solid attempts where I thought he was going to get him down, and Pereira managed to fight them all off. I guess it was 12 in total. In fact, at the end of round 4, I think Pereira throws him down. But anyway, Ankalaev needs to mix up the wrestling a little bit.
I think a lot of those takedowns were more a distraction to kind of close the gap, really lean on him, tire him out up against the cage. But there were a few where you felt like he was shooting for a takedown and Pereira fought it off.
Shipwreck Tay says, I think it depends on how hesitant Pereira is. I think he wins if he's aggressive. I would agree with that. He was too hesitant in the first fight because, again, he stopped the takedowns and Ankalaev was willing to strike. What more does a world-class kickboxer want?
What was his name again?
Shipwreck Tay. Colosity ENT says, I think he will be hesitant. Poatan will be worried about the takedown. Hey, what does Poatan do here? If there's no one in the octagon already, who's he going to shoot his bow and arrow at?
Maybe just the cage.
Otherwise, he's threatening the ref, isn't he? And right behind Poatan is the 2024 World MMA Awards Coach of the Year, Plinio Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
That I know of, he only coaches one guy.
That's got to be one of the biggest heads ever. Antonio Silva finally stopped fighting, right?
I hope so. Let's see here. Antonio Silva.
Remember he finally said like enough is enough, and then he came back again.
Yeah. You're actually older than Antonio Silva, goes by 1 year.
Am I?
Yep. So his last fight. Oh, it looks like it's been a while. His last fight was over 2 years ago. It was in Kingdom Fighting 1 in Grenoble, France. That's where Andre the Giant was from. He ended his career, if it's over, on a 1, 2, 3, 8 fight losing streak.
Eesh.
6 of the 8 ended by KO. And the last couple, well, he made it to round 2 on a couple of them. His last time in the UFC was September 2016, so 9 years ago. He got KO'd by Roy Nelson. We just saw Roy Nelson. And even though he lost 8 in a row, he actually lost 11 of his last 13 fights.
Didn't Roy Nelson look in pretty decent shape?
Yeah. When's the last time Roy Nelson fought? Roy Nelson, 49. Roy Nelson's 49, goes?
Older than me.
Holy shit. I didn't think he was that old. His last fight was against Alan Belcher at Game Bred Bare Knuckle. He lost a split decision just under 2 years ago. His last MMA fight was Bellator 244 in August of 2020. Huh.
So
After getting
Peloton is
to
in the
19
cage.
and 7, he finished at 24 and 20. That means he finished on a 4 and 13 run. Okay, I thought bare knuckle was suited for him very well. I'm seeing Ben Rothwell have an resurgence. Sorry.
Here comes the champ. What kind of custom shorts does he have?
I don't know, but that guy has been getting booed all week.
To be fair, most people would probably, right, against Pereira, but yeah.
And he hasn't been saying shit, honestly. He doesn't really deserve it. I think they're just like, we don't like you because you're Russian, or we don't like you because you don't say anything in English, or we don't like you because your last few fights haven't been all that. I think it's a combo of all of it. Because really, he hasn't said like, fuck the USA. You know, like Colby had every right to get booed in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done any of that stuff. But if you're Alex Pereira's opponent, I suppose that's the other side of the coin.
Didn't Poatan defend more than 10 takedowns from
12.
Ankalaev and complete the fight with a broken hand? being
I
asked
don't
in the
know.
chat here.
I can't remember about the broken hand, but it was 12 takedown attempts. There's my surgeon in the red glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Big country. Roy Nelson.
I
was a
remember
dog.
he said that your knee, your patellar tendon looked like an elevator, the cable when it busts, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like a rope. He says it was that like frizzled. That's why it took so long.
Ugh. I'm just getting the willies thinking about that. Eric Nixick had a procedure done on his shoulder, and when they put him out, they said to go in there and make sure everything was okay. They put him in Kimuras, and they just moved his shoulder around backwards, frontward. They said a lot of stuff was popping, the scar tissue, but
Jeez.
he said it was good, but he says it's still come back and it's still kind of tight. There's Carlos Ulberg. I'm telling you, this guy needs Ankalaev to win. No, he needs Pereira to win. Pereira wins. Pereira doesn't want Yuri. He won't fight Yuri a third time. There's no need for it. So he's probably rooting for Pereira. Plus, Pereira's the bigger name. If he's getting booed that much, imagine how loud it'll be if Pereira knocks him out.
Yeah. Man, I haven't seen a smile in a while. Even the corners are kind of staring at each other. I'll be honest, when this fight...
Oh, wait 1 second. 38 years of age for Alex Pereira, 33 for Magomed Ankalaev, 6'4" for Pereira, 6'3" for Magomed Ankalaev. They both weighed in at 204.5, but a 4-inch reach advantage for Pereira. He comes in at 79 inches of reach, 75 for Ankalaev. Go ahead, Goze.
When this fight ended the first time, I did not expect this to happen this quickly. But now that it's here, I'm kind of happy, I guess.
And to be fair, Pereira always stepped up when they called him. In the middle of vacations or seminars, he saved the show plenty of times. He had 3 title defenses. It didn't feel like a force at all. Your judges for this card will be Derek Cleary, Chris Lee, and Sal D'Amato, all experienced judges. See those guys in the corner of Poatan?
Mm-hmm.
If you were one of them and Zuckerberg came up to you and said, if you can make Poatan laugh before the fight starts, I'll give you $10 million. What would you say to Poatan?
I would. I think I'd reach around him and just pinch his nipples or something. And when he turns around, have the dumbest look on my face and hope I can make him laugh.
See this guy. See it doesn't look like the guy in Magomed Ankalaev. He's got his hands covered. He's trying to make him laugh.
I think there's going to be a finish in this one, George.
I think I'd tap Pereira on the shoulder and go, I never thought I'd see Easter Island fight Abe Lincoln. Maybe he'll laugh even though he's part of the joke. What the fuck? D in the chat just said the same thing.
What?
Yeah. You said, wait, did it scroll that fast already? Did I lose it? Yeah, he goes, main event, Abraham Lincoln versus the Rock emoji. Well, I guess the Abraham Lincoln were on the same page. Touch of gloves to D. Red Legs in the chat says Ank by stoppage. Go ahead, Goze.
I think you got to turn yours down a little bit.
Okay.
What did he say, George?
Big Ank. Oh no, Ank by stoppage.
I kind of feel the same way, man. I feel like this is a different Poatan. For one, he's getting older, but I think this guy got in his head a little bit. But whoever said it before, I think he needs to be more aggressive in this fight.
I saw him do it once before. He got knocked down by Izzy at middleweight, and then he moves up to light heavyweight, and he's had an epic run there. So I think he can do it. He's 38, but he doesn't have 38 wear and tear from MMA. He has kickboxed for many years, so it's not like he's been relaxing on hammocks for most of his life. I mean, he's obviously a pro athlete, but
man, I'm so hungry right now. I think I'm gonna be the smashing machine when this is over. If my legs even work.
okay, folks, this is the main event for UFC 320. It's about to start. Ankalaev in the red corner. He's the champion. And he's wearing black trunks. Ooh, Pereira right away coming throwing like a 1-2. No touch of gloves out of him. He's out of the black the blue corner, and he's got the multicolored tights there.
That's a bad place for Ankalaev to be up against the cage like that.
Yeah, and by the way, Pereira's already throwing some big punches. So whoever scolded him in the chat and says, hey, no more being hesitant, he heard you. He's throwing. Now, I wonder if that'll make Ankalaev maybe want to wrestle. Because that could be playing with fire against a kickboxer who's unloading like this. I'm still not convinced Pereira doesn't fade in fights for long spells of time, too.
I think Ankalaev looks a little, not confused, but a little troubled by. I didn't think he expected a
big right lands for Pereira goes, and look who's going for the wrestling now. Pereira's pounding him. Holy cow! There's still 4 minutes left in this fight. Now Pereira has to make sure he doesn't tire out. Ankalaev is covered up, but that big right-handed, and now here come the elbows. Herb Dean's talking to him. He's covered up, but it's unanswered blow after unanswered blow. It's over. Alex Pereira has won the fight, and he's even doing the celebration right over Ankalaev, all in 1 minute. Why didn't I take first round, Ghost? I did rounds 2 and 3. I didn't know he was going to come out like a fucking Roman candle was shoved up his ass.
That was crazy.
Holy cow, he knocked him out, man, with some he knocked him down with a big right and then some ground and pound. Yuri Prochazka, sorry. I know they're showing you, but it ain't going to be you, dog.
I felt like Ankalaev could have done more, man, when he was down on the bottom.
There's Alberg.
He just can't cover up like that.
Ticket.
We're not going to see Ankalaev for a while, dude, in this position.
He stood over Ankalaev and just did that deal that he did to. And look at the crowd. Remember I told you, what if he knocks him out? Can he turn all those boos into loud cheers from the crowd? And he's done it. Wow, that's crazy. That is rising to the occasion. That's being a legend. Shama, he's asking the crowd. Look at the crowd's experiencing a moment right now, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 10, Goze.
I think so, yeah.
I think it's settled. I think Yuri Prochazka, it's settled in by now. I just got to make sure, man. He beat him twice, right?
What do you mean?
Alex Pereira beat Yuri twice. There's no sense in having him fight a third time.
Did he dislocate his toe? What's going on there?
I don't know. Here it is. Watch this right. Right here, he cracks him. Boom. Ooh, right on the jaw, right by like the ear, jaw and ear. So it
That-
hurts him, and that's why he goes in for that single, which was smart because he was rocked. So right now he's just basically, on instincts. And this guy started with some ground and pound punches, and then he realized, no, I'm going 12-6. Look at some of these guys.
Yeah, even blocking those is still troublesome.
Look at that.
But he didn't really like with his body. He didn't tell you I'm about to move or I'm about to do something. He
Look at the celebration. Magomed Ankalaev kind of gets up like the Undertaker, like, bitch.
wow.
I bet you it was pretty loud in that arena tonight. So Goze, that guy at the White House, huh? Or something?
Yeah.
Him and Olberg? Yeah, he's looking at his foot again.
My staff picks might have been abysmal, dude. I might have to go back and look at them, but I don't think it was a good night for me.
So he has beaten Prochazka twice. Yeah, I was pretty sure of that, but I saw this look on Prochazka. He had this confident look like he's next. Nah, dog, it ain't you. It's Carlos Ulberg now. I mean, they were both finishes. No.
Take a picture of Ankalaev in that cage because I don't think the UFC is going to let him anywhere near a title shot until he's going to have to put at least 3 together, I bet you.
Mick Maynard put the belt around Poaton's waist. And come to think of it, I don't think I've seen Dana White tonight. They playing Baccarat or what? Joe Rogan's interviewing Alex Pereira. You beat him with a vengeance in mind. Derek Trong, the translator here. Where's Fabiano, the translator? Or does Alex walk around with his own translator?
I thought I saw him earlier today.
Vengeance is never a good thing. I told everyone I wasn't in a good condition the last fight. Oh, shit. Renato Moicano. He says, greatest Brazilian fighter to ever fight?
How about
You
that?
went too far, Moicano. If I read that right, I think that's what he wrote. If anybody has the ability to rewind, please do so. They're showing all of the comments from media and fighters. That's crazy talk. I mean, look, Anderson Silva and Jose Aldo did not win a second title in a second division. And only Aldo reclaimed his title, but I think it was through a vacant shot, right? So that is impressive for Poatan to do this. But, man, those guys had, I think Aldo had
Longevity.
9 title defenses, and Anderson had 10. I'm surprised Herb let him celebrate that long because he's right in his face.
Derek always looks like a police detective that's at the end of a double shift.
Yeah. Kind of has a little bit of a, because of his hair, a little bit of a Charlie Kirk, Brazilian Charlie Kirk look to him.
A little bit.
And Eric used to have like some messed up mops back in the day, remember? He's trimmed it down a little. Respect to John Jones and his family. He says a little quiet time for John Jones's brother. That's respectful. I like that. And everyone's obeying.
Oh, dude, he just did the Ankalaev. I'd obey too.
That's a pretty amazing thing to do, man.
Spinning back looks gonna be interesting this week.
It sure is. Now, should they have brought Oldberg in?
Why not?
To
Well,
start building it up? Because I don't see that as a tension brewing where, oh, we got to get the security in there, you know, but at the same time, it kind of just sets up the future. Don't you think?
isn't it Joe Rogan's call?
Well, I think Rogan was told by the truck they did it, but in the end, Dana said, no, bueno. I don't know.
They gotta get Rogan to do the dance. That'd be funny.
Man, good for those guys. And they're all dancing. That's his boy in the back. His boy's getting big.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So listen, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to everyone that hit the like button. If you haven't hit it yet, hit it on your way out. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. If you like MMA, you just hit subscribe. We'll do the rest. Remember the like button, though. Also, Goze and I host MMA Junkie Radio. It's available every Monday and Thursday here on the website or your favorite podcast platform. Sorry, they're talking to Yuri Prochazka. Also, we're on Spinning Backclick every Monday. Check it out live. It's usually noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. During Dana White Contender Series, those 10 weeks, we go to 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. It's live. If you want to jump in the chat and hang with us, we take questions and stuff like that. Myself, Goze, and two of our colleagues from MMA Junkie, we rotate them. Overreaction Time, another quality show, and it's hosted by Simon Samano, and he has someone from the site as his co-host. Check that out every Tuesday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Yeah, and you know what? Same thing, man. I want to follow suit, man. You know, say what you will about John Jones. He's probably the greatest to ever do it in our sport, and he lost his brother, and they were pretty tight. If you've been around for the John Jones run, man, him and his brothers just had this epic run where they were winning Super Bowls. He was winning titles, and they were all seem to be pretty tight. And it seems like, from what we're hearing, he had a heart condition, so he's probably in a lot of pain right now. So that was very classy of Pereira to say that, and for everyone to adhere to that. Anyway, yeah. We are out of here, and in a moment on this channel, on this YouTube channel, in another stream, you'll get to see the post-fight press conference. I'm sure they'll have a lot of these fighters there. Check it out, and thanks for checking us out, and I hope you all have a nice weekend. Go out and be a champion. We'll talk to you soon.